live. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Clan Royale League. Thank you for stopping by to watch some awesome gameplay by top clans. So here's a breakdown of Clan Royale League. You can also visit our website at www.crlleague.com. This is Sui Generous here, and I'm your host, and I'm gonna kind of run you guys through what Royale League is all about. So so you can see here we have 8 clans, and you'll see them shortly, such as Clout, Alpha Esports, Nova, Clash Wars. It's going to be a 2 division league format. There's the Barbarian division with 4 clans in there, and there's a Knight division with 4 clans in there, and they're going to compete for league points, and then it will go to playoffs. So each of the clans, when the clans match up, it's going to be 5 players versus 5 players, best of 1 matches. There will be 2 global card bans, so each clan will be able to ban a card on each side, and this will open up a lot of possibilities and exciting strategic gameplay. And every single of the players' decks on each clan, 2 cards have to be unique per deck. So that means they all can't copy and paste each other's deck. So 2 unique cards per deck, and they're going to be competing for a $1,600 prize pool. So that's really exciting. Some awesome stuff. And let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets here real quick so you guys have an idea of what it will look like. So as you can see here, it's going to be 6 weeks long. The first 4 weeks, they're going to be competing in a division round robin where every clan in each of their divisions will be able to compete with each other. So Barbarian division, we have Clout Gaming, Clash Wars, um, Nova, and Crucible Wrath. And in the Knight division, we have Genesis Gaming, Alpha Esports, Hammers Esports, and Elite Gaming. So what they'll do is will compete for match points. So each time they win a match, they get 2 points. A match tie means each side gets 1 point, and a match loss equals 0 points. So that's 5 matches. All clans will play all 5 matches. I guess for bragging rights, the winning clan in that matchup is going to be the clan that wins 3 matches out of 5. And you can see here from there, they're going to, based on points, they'll be seeded from 1 through 8. And weeks 5 and 6 are the playoffs, where in weeks 5, they'll play the quarterfinals and the semifinals. And then week 6 will be ending with third, fourth place matches, and then the grand finals. So let's go ahead and take a look at today's match schedule and kind of get an idea of who you're going to see competing here. And we also would love to thank Mob Crush and Free My Apps for helping sponsor this awesome league. So you can see here, this is the starting lineup for Clout. So we're going to see Clout versus Crucible first in the Bavarian division. It's going to be a super exciting matchup. You can see Clout, they're up on the leaderboards. They have an average trophy of those 5 starting players around 4,100, with Trainer, Deputs, Rigo A, some really big names there. Free Willy, of course, competing here. And then we're going to see the starting lineup for Crucible Wrath, which is going to be Connor, Gohawks, Alvi, Raizu, and then Retaliation. So this is a pretty cool lineup. We're seeing the first showcase here with Clout versus Crucible Wrath. We'll see how they do. From here, I'm gonna go hand it off to our shoutcasters, who is gonna be a brown bag. I'm sure you guys know him on Twitch, and also Stickbug as well. They'll be our 2 shoutcasters, kind of walking you guys through the matches here for the day, and they're going to talk about the bans that each clan will have, and also some of the decks that you'll be seeing as well. So Brownback, take us away, man.
Hey, yo, Mob Crush, what's up? It's your boy Bag, and I'm here with my friend Stickbug. What's up, man? Say hello.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? This early morning it's not really early, but it was early for us when we had to get up, you know?
Hell yeah. Yo, chat, give us some hype in the chat. Let's get this going. This league is going to be absolutely awesome. We got Clout versus Crucible as our first matchup today. Clash Wars versus Nova. The grudge match is so real. Genesis versus Elite Gaming coming on after those. And Hammer Sports versus Alpha. This is going to be so crazy, guys. So crazy.
Every clan's got some crazy hitters in this, man. I'm really excited to see what people bring to the table and what cards they're going to do, because every deck has to have 2 cards different. So it's deciding who's going to run what kind of decks and who's more strong with these certain cards, you know? Like, for instance, if somebody runs, like we were saying, trifecta deck, okay, so what is the other person going to run in their deck? And they have to take out 2 cards from there. Now they have to put into more of a cycle deck. Now, what cards are they going to keep in that deck to keep it at tournament standard level?
Not only that, but who's going to be playing the counter game, right? Who's going to see the bans? Who's going to see, obviously, what people are pushing for? If Stick mentioned trifecta, if people are pushing for trifecta in the cards, you know, you can really pick up a quick win by going, okay, I see trifecta. I'm comfortable with playing things that are really heavy on air, things that are going to be really hard to play against and match up against, and really throw those in. I think that's going to make a huge difference for the underdog teams. I think we can safely say that in this first matchup, Crucible Wrath is more of the underdog team. In fact, even in this whole league, they're a little bit unknown, more of a family clan. And so we're expecting big things about them from the metagame, not just the tournament gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want, like you were saying, like throw in like something completely different. So if everybody's running, this would be interesting. If everybody other 5 people, 4 of them are running like giant decks, if they're able to run giant decks or royal giant decks or whatever it is, and then you have one person in there throwing in that lava hound. You know, like you were saying, like throwing in something, just a sideball out of nowhere. People are like, "What the heck? I did not know this person was going to be playing this deck."
Exactly. The clan spotlights just got thrown up today. Let's talk a little bit about the players. I know from Clout Gaming, everyone's going to be watching Rigolay. They're going to be watching Boss Hog. From Crucible, they've been touting Alvi, and they've been touting their man Go Hawks. So I expect to see big things from both those players, especially because Crucible Wrath said that they're going to take down Elite Gaming. They're going for those really top clans. Yeah, grudge matches, man. Grudge matches. It's going to be awesome. For those that don't know, Crucible Wrath has told us that they're really used to playing off meta decks. So those of you guys that are worried about seeing the same matchups all the time, stop the phone right now. I expect to see some really wily things from Crucible up in here.
Yeah, and they're the big underdog, like we were saying. So you're coming up against Clout Gaming, who basically has like super high top tier play the whole time that Clash Royale has been out. You know what I mean? They come from In the Sky. They come from all these top clans that they have a lot of competition level gameplay. So coming up against them is going to be a really like seat to show how good they really are. Crucible right now has to show how really good they are.
Exactly. No one's really seen what they can do yet, and I expect them to be like really pushing for that in this first matchup to say, hey, we're here, we belong here, we're part of this league. While we're talking about Cloud Gaming, like you said, they come from really big starter clans. They're led by Happy Light, who, just so you know, is extremely handsome. So I've heard. If you're from Cloud Gaming, tell them I told you guys. No, but really, to watch out for, their captain for this is Juan Wriggle aka they call him Juan Stoppable. Oh my goodness. And they said to watch out for him running trifecta. That's his Bay deck. But again, we're not going to be able to really see, like, it's going to be awesome for in this league, you guys can only have 2 similar cards or 2 cards have to be different in every deck. So if you give one member a trifecta deck, the next member can't have it. It's going to be a 5v league. I'm sure Sweet J has told you. So they really have to give their best decks to their best players if they want to take those quick matches. And the other players are going to be fighting for those offhanded decks. And I hope they're good at running them.
Yeah, basically, like nobody can copy the same decks. You're not going to see all trifectas in the tournament. That's going to just be really boring, like we were saying. It's going to be super boring if we see the same deck over and over again. So the variety of the people have to bring into the matches and kind of make decks up on the fly in a sense, unless somebody, unless like they can play decks unless they're really good at making decks on the fly, like they can. Okay, so. Oh, I'm gonna make this deck real quick. So you're good with the trifecta. I'm gonna throw in this to my deck. I'm gonna make it a super fast cycle deck. We're gonna run with that. Or I'm gonna throw in. Let's make a Royal Giant Hog Rider deck. Or like let's just make something interesting and have fun with it. And you never know, it could be a really good deck.
Exactly. I think we're going to pull up the bans soon, so I'm pretty sure we're allowed to talk about them now. Really, basically strategic bans, smart bans from here they are. From Clout Gaming, they banned Miner, and Crucible Wrath banned the Giant. So we're already seeing Giant Poison being shut out. We know that's a strong deck. We know it's a more of an up-and-coming deck, and people are destroying with it. Shut out real fast, especially the Miner too. So Miner Furnace, arguably before Giant Poison, arguably the strongest tournament deck. Not only strong in tournament, but strong in ladder as well. Both those decks have been shut out right from the get-go.
It's gonna make people go basically back to their roots, which is the Hog Rider, or if they're really good with the Golem, or if they're really good with the Royal Giant. But like we were saying, like Royal Giant earlier, we were talking about this, is not good in tournament play at the moment. It's not to the value that you need it at. It's not like a Giant is in tournament play. Giant has way more health and can get to the tower easier. So I feel like people are going to probably either go to the Royal Giant, or not to the Hog Rider, or to the Golem decks. In my opinion, that's what you'll see more of. You might see randomly here and there some Lava Hounds, or you might even. I want to see a Royal Giant Balloon deck.
Oh my goodness! I would love to see some offhanded decks. I would love to see something like Lava Hound, Balloon. I think you even mentioned this earlier, the Double Prince P.E.K.K.A deck. How long has it been since we've seen that in play?
You know what I want? You know what actually is really good in tournament play is the Double Prince Mini P.E.K.K.A. That's actually been really, really successful in tournament gameplay.
And you know what? I'm almost surprised that people didn't shut out the Mini P.E.K.K.A, didn't shut out the Hog Valk. Both teams, in fact, most teams, most clans in this have said that they're really comfortable running Trifecta. That's their main ladder deck, especially for those teams who are really high on the ladder, because it's just a solid deck for them. This matchup left it open. They said, you know what? We want to be able to at least give one player the Trifecta deck. We feel like our players are more comfortable, right? You're basically saying that your players are better with that deck. They're more comfortable with that deck, and they're going to take the matchup.
Okay, so the first two decks we have coming up right now is the Hog Rider Cycle deck with Inferno and an Elixir Pump. It's like a Cycle deck, but it has an Elixir Pump in it. You don't really need the Elixir Pump, but it's there, you know? And then you have the the second deck, which is the Trifecta deck. So the thing with this is, like, he has to really be able to pull that Valkyrie away from that Hog Rider, and then time that Inferno to where the Valkyrie doesn't get to the Inferno. So he needs to pull the Valkyrie away with like the Mini P.E.K.K.A or something else, and then get the Inferno down for the Hog Rider.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like it was really weird to choose Inferno. We know the Giant's banned. The only other thing you could really be afraid of is Lava Hound. And if you know your opponents are going Trifecta, I mean, I would be leaning towards Cannon. I would be leaning towards Tesla. I don't know. I feel like that's a weird. Yeah, I feel like that's a weird choice for the matchup, especially when we're going to be seeing pretty low cost elixir decks. The Inferno Tower is a sort of high cost card in the field.
Yeah, and I mean that I don't know how proven this deck is to being good for this Hog Inferno deck. So I don't know how good it is in tournament play, but you already know the Trifecta is strong. So you're coming up against like a deck that I don't know if he's really comfortable with it, playing a deck that is considered to be one of the best tournament and ladder decks in the game. So you have to be on your high gameplay, and you got to know exactly. Everybody knows the setup for Trifecta. You drop the Valkyrie in the back. When it gets to the bridge, you drop the Hog Rider and Musketeer, and boom, that's the Trifecta setup right there. And then you get the Poison down or Zap if you need to. But the thing with the other deck is you have to just keep on cycling and put pressure so we can't get that setup the whole game.
Definitely. And I don't know. I feel like I definitely expected to see the Hog Cycle, right? So we moved away from Giant. We moved away from Minor decks. We cut those out right away. We knew Trifecta was coming. Hog Cycle is still arguably an extremely strong tournament deck, even without Trifecta, right? Just Hog in general, low-cost Hog deck, low-cost counter deck. Counter decks have always been extremely popular in tournament gameplay. They really give you that edge, and for a low-cost elixir, I expect to see a lot more of them. So even though we're not going to see Trifecta, I definitely expect to see a lot of Hog Cycle decks in this first matchup.
Yeah, I think Hog Cycle is gonna be really good. I think the reason why he put the Inferno Tower in his deck is because you could still be running Golem, you could still be running Lava Hound, you could still be running. People still run Royal Giant in tournament standard in decks, so I think he put those in there just in case those people are running that, or Balloon. He has the Inferno there just in case he doesn't want to get one crown, or he doesn't want to get he doesn't want to lose, so he put the Inferno there just to counter, just in case, because he can still counter Hog Rider, he can still counter all that stuff, but Inferno is way better against Lava Hound, Balloon, and Golem than a Cannon or a Tesla is.
Definitely, 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 definitely. I think we're getting really close to jumping in the match here, but I would just like to highlight, check out this simulator real quick. Oh, shutdown. Okay, let's go to this gameplay. Quick poison by Connor from Zero, or yeah, Connor from because both players jumped straight to the pump and straight to the
counter. Gets the tower. Yeah, push with the Hog Rider. What's that?
Down really quick. It's the second rate of popping the tower. Hits, stepping up and shut him down, but now they're up in the second. Both players were really able to take advantage of the pump from the beginning. I feel like they got shut down really quick with that fireball, really quick with that poison. That's the question.
So we both kind of resetting right here. We both have the pumps down. Now we got the fireballs. So Trainer fireballs Connor's pump. Gonna put the push here. Get the Hog Rider only on the Inferno.
And you know what? I also feel like it's weird that he's pushing the other side. Connor has the answer on the right-hand side. Why would he choose to go for the left-hand side? He's not taking advantage of his musketeer. If he wants to win this game, he's really going to have to shut down the Inferno ahead of time. Gameplay is loud, mic is quiet. Go ahead and fix that up for us, CJ. Here we go. Musketeer gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots off on the left-hand side. Keeping up that split push. Hawk's gonna get stopped by the cannon, and the Musketeer trifecta setup is going in for a second run. Both players seem to be in a comfortable rotation where they're really counter. I haven't seen any switch up, and that's what's going to win the game. When you're in a sort of a deadlock, right? When you're playing against Hog Cycle, you're playing against Trifecta, you have similar decks. You get stuck in these rotations where you play this card, right? And I feel like both players are stuck in that sort of rotation. They really need to break out if they want to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, you got this. He's always trying to push with the Hog Rider by itself with the Musketeer. He's gonna get the Hog Rider. Is gonna maybe get the tower. No, it doesn't get the tower. But now the Musketeer is just getting cycled with goblins. So it's really coming down to who's gonna get the damage with their spells. Honestly, is what it's coming down to.
Definitely, and if you notice, both players have been prioritizing pumps so much. A lot of them are sitting at 10 elixir. That's really weird to see for such high-level players to sit at 10 elixir for so long. There we go. Hog gets the tower, gets one hit in, and that poison's going to trickle away. That's putting Connor at the advantage. All he's got to do is make a great counter and that same push, and this could be game.
Yeah, that could be game. And I mean, he dropped the cannon down, so he doesn't have a cannon for the Hog Rider when it comes from Trainer's side. And he dropped the Inferno down on Trainer's side, dropped the Inferno, so now it's who can get the Hog Rider without the defense.
I think Trainer is really doing a great job at shutting down the pumps whereas Connor has been focusing so much on the damage. This is where Trainer really needs to make his comeback, right? He's up the elixir, he's up the pumps. If he wants to win this game, he's got to be thinking about his setup, and that needs to happen now.
Connor already come in with a good game.
Wow! Throwing the emotes right off the bat. You know this game is all about evoking strong emotions, and you know Trainer has got to be feeling them right now as Connor gets the hit off that hog, the zap, woo! And the Musketeer to put it away. Good game, Connor.
And Connor takes the win 1-0 over Trainer Dippets.
Don't worry, guys. Sweet J is working on fixing the game audio versus commentary. We should have that good by the next match. And we're going to be going to the post-game report right now.
So Connor's playing the trifecta. Yeah, he's playing the more common deck that people see, the more stable deck. But Trainer did a really good job at pulling the Valkyrie away from the Hog Rider as much as he could. But if you let the trifecta get so many pumps down, it just becomes overwhelming.
Definitely. Well, I think what played a big part is Trainer prioritized his pumps, right? Which I feel like he had to do because he's running the Inferno. He's running a very high cost counter to the Hog cycle, and if, like you said, if he's not pulling them good, like really good, it becomes really hard. And I feel like he did do a good job at pulling them, but I feel like he really prioritized his pumps too much and then didn't get the value out of his pushes. That's one of those things where I know if you're playing, you know you're going to go into a Hog cycle match. You know you're going into something that could be more of a trifecta match. I feel like the Inferno might have hurt him here. It might have put him just down enough elixir where he felt obligated to play all those pumps, and he really couldn't make his pushes count.
So we're going to the next match here.
Wriggle A versus Alvi. This is probably arguably one of their biggest grudge matches. Alvi and Wriggle A have both been touted as some of the best players on each person's respective teams. We have a quick hog coming in.
Wriggle A's running the trifecta deck, the staple trifecta deck for his side.
And Alvi's running more of the hog cycle, more of the hog counter. It's something that actually can be really effective. You wouldn't think it, but a low-cost hog cycle can actually be really effective against the trifecta deck, especially if you make your counters count. And here you saw those counters. Now you're seeing the counter push. Hog gets in one hit on that. There we go, and the zap to shut down the cannon. Hog unfortunately won't make it to tower.
But that Princess is putting in work though, sitting in the back, just sitting there, just chipping stuff away.
And that's how you get the value out of her, right? Especially when you know you're going up against things like Cannon. And it made Alvi able to basically double pump up, right?
But the problem I think with Alvi's deck right now, he doesn't have a poison, not running a fireball, nothing like that. The only spell they're running is zap. That's the only spell that they have in the deck.
Well, I think he's really counting. I think Alvi's really counting on that Ice Spirit to do work. And if you get a really good combo with the Hog, it can. I feel like Wriggle's deck is way, like, not the deck to be playing it against. Trifecta, you're not going to get the value out of the Ice Spirit that you need. So I agree with you. Something like Poison, something like Fireball, anything to get rid of those pumps would have been a lot.
Ooh, and he gets a hit on the tower right there. That's a big one.
In fact, that secured the split push over there. Hog coming in on both sides. Valkyrie and Skeletons. The cannon pulls the Valkyrie, but Hog makes the tower 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits on that right tower.
And another Hog Rider and mini pack coming on the other side. Wow, this is
what I was talking about,
this is a
taking
long
advantage
cycle.
of those pumps, Stick. They're really taking advantage of those pumps here. Man, and the double split push puts the tower extremely low.
Skeleton trying to take out that Hog Rider. He zaps him away. That's going to be... Oh, he drops him.
He's forced to, yeah! Oh my goodness. Forced to use the pump as the defense. He wastes the pump. Wriggle's doing anything he can to stop from losing a tower. He knows he's close to taking that right side. He plays Hog right into the Ice Spirit. 1 hit. 2! No! Shut down.
Oh my goodness. I thought Alvi had that whole game until the very end when he just overextended and didn't have enough elixir to defend.
Yep, Alvi had so much push potential in his deck, right? You saw the double hog push. He's able to cycle so fast. I really wish he would have used it to one side instead of making the split push. This is something you'll see me say on my stream all the time. I really feel like it's beneficial to really not lock yourself into a card rotation while doing it, but really push the one side, especially in a match like this. I feel like that cost him the game because Wriggle was pushing that left side, pushing that left side, pushing that left side. When it really came down to it, he's the one who took the match.
Yeah, honestly, like that's really the reason why I took the match. Like he was trying to split push it. I think if he would have stuck to one side and just kept on pushing that one side over and over again, he would definitely have taken the match.
Definitely. I totally agree. It's Wriggle A, not Rizal A. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fellas. I love you. Wriggle A, you are a god. And great gameplay, man.
Yeah, I think they're saying it's Rizal. It's Rizal, not Wriggle.
Oh, they're saying it's Rizal. Fail. We got you, Rizal.
We messed up. I'm sorry. Forgive us.
It's Juan. It's Juan.
So the next match up should be coming in pretty soon. I know. Nope. They just ended the request. Okay, so we're still waiting here. But if you guys look at the average trophies, you got 4,100 for what is it, Clout, and then 3,550 for Crucible, right?
Yeah, definitely a big gap in trophy difference, which doesn't matter as much for Tournament League, but it just really shows that really shows that Crucible is the underdog in this tournament.
All right, so we're jumping into the gameplay. We got Retaliation versus Free Willy. First sign of it, we've seen the first time we've ever seen. Wow, I'm just very lost right now.
It's all good.
There we go.
There you go.
I couldn't think of the name for it. I was like, what? Because I haven't seen it all tournament. I was like, I don't know what to say for this name.
You know what? I think it's really weird that we haven't seen Ice Wizard all game, especially in a card that's so good in tournament gameplay. It's really interesting just to see it being used now. Retaliation using Prince. Wow. Can't use Hog. Probably can't use Hog, so he's forced to use a different damage dealer. Very interesting to see the Prince come out. He almost gets the tower, but the cycle that Free Willy has is just way too good. Well played by Clout Gaming.
So, Free Willy has 2 pumps down now, and Retaliation only has 1. And Retaliation's deck is a lot more elixir, I believe, than Free Willy's is, as I'm noticing right now. We haven't seen 1 card. I'm guessing it's going to be a Hog Rider. That's what we've usually seen, so I'm guessing that's what I'm going to see.
And it makes it 2 hits on tower, giving Free Willy the advantage. We do have Retaliation coming in with that Princess. Ice Wizard, perfect counter to Princess. Not only can it take out Princess, but it can make for a great counter push. Retaliation dropping that Valkyrie in the back. He must be trying to get some sort of Prince push going here. I don't know if he's going to be able to really do anything against that cannon minions, though. Guards, nice.
Look at the zap. Doesn't take their shields off like we were talking about.
Prince made it to tower on that right-hand side. 3 hits. 4 hits, and the Valkyrie, that's going to be a tower. Wow,
and the
nice.
Banks comes out.
Crucible Gaming with the Banks. I love it. Shutting down that tower early really forces Willy into a tight spot. Now he's worried that he needs to get that tower just to stay in the game. He makes a poor push there, and that could be it for him. Prince shutting down that Ice Wizard. Cannon is gone. Valkyrie just subs so much damage. Woo! Princess taking down the minions. Fireball takes down the guard's shield. This is so effective, so effective. Stickbug was talking about this before, how guards are so good in tournament gameplay. Zap doesn't take away their shields. Fireball doesn't even kill him, and for a 3-cost counter, I'm surprised we're not seeing more of him.
Trying to desperation last push with the Hog Rider, but he uses the Ice Spirit and then drops the Tesla in front of him to stop it. Well played there.
Crucible Gaming showing that they are not to be messed with. Clout's gonna have to really step up their match if they want to keep this on their side. A lot of people in the chat are saying it's very interesting that to see this watching that a lot of people are having extreme trouble because they're not used to not playing meta decks. And I think this is something that we talked about in the beginning that was going to be really important. Who's going to be good playing the off decks? Who's going to be good throwing together decks on the fly and really making them work? And right now, it's Crucible.
Yeah, well, they're used to playing in the I think like because it's the lower ladder, so you have to play different decks down there. You're not the top level gameplay. You're playing the same consistent deck over and over again because that's what works. Now, in lower level ladder, you have to continuously find decks that work for you.
Exactly, and I feel like that's extremely important for a league like this. Here we go, jumping into the next match.
This is the one I was excited for. Go Hawks. You know why? Guess what card you're using instead? My favorite card, so let's say it.
Expo.
Yes.
No way! Awesome, I expect to see the Expo from Go Hawks. That'll be extremely exciting. I actually did not expect that whatsoever.
That's gonna be awesome. So we got a version of the what is it, the trifecta with the poison instead of a look at the guards and the fire spirits. Exactly kind of how I played my deck for this Expo to work.
And Expo ignored all the targets and took the tower. I feel like where most people would think that was a mistake, I think that was a lucky move by him. He got that tower, basically 33% damage for free. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's nothing worse than dropping an Expo and getting it shut down by Valkyrie and never letting it hit tower. I think GoHawks really took advantage of that, him playing the pump, and he got some decent damage on. Here's the Inferno. I was bashing it earlier. GoHawks proving that it's still relevant. Rebel, unfortunately, is going to get those 2 pumps, though. He's going to get those 2 pumps, boys.
That's the problem. That this is the bad part about this deck. I don't think he has as much direct damage to take out those the elixir pumps.
Yeah, just oh no, he comes in with the lightning. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
I didn't know he was running lightning. I know what his last card is. We're waiting to see it, but I know what it is. I'm just waiting for you to see it because I want to hear the hype when it comes out.
Oh yes, it's the Log. Bringing Log into tournament gameplay. Log is arguably one of the most underrated cards, just as guards. Log guards, guys, super underrated for tournament gameplay. You can get so much value out of Log. Yes, it doesn't target air, but it shuts down a princess for 2.
Look how much damage these guards are going to get to the tower. Look how much damage they just did to the tower with the 3 guards just by themselves getting the tower. Did so much. They brought it down from almost 1,000 down to like 700.
Exactly. That lightning's gonna shut down the pump, and you know what? Because they're weak, right? Because you think guards, Rebel didn't even think to counter them. He didn't even play the cannon until they were done, and that was look at the mistake. Cost him 600 damage on his tower overall.
This could hurt though. This could hurt. That freeze without that could hurt.
Expo as defense shuts the whole push down. I don't know why he chose to use his Log there. He should have saved the elixir. He was taking the damage from that musketeer anyways.
Well, he has a tower with the lightning. He has the tower. It's over. Log it and it's done. So now he has to just worry about defending.
That's what I'm saying though. He used his logs early, so he definitely has to make this defense count and try to get his cycle back to his log. Here we go. Mini Peck can stop that hog. And wait, I don't think he dropped his log far enough. Oh, he did. It makes it.
The log for the win.
No, I need some freaking chat hype. I need the hashtag respect the log. I need the hashtag Expo's not dead. Freaking Go Hawks, man. So exciting. Thank you for playing an off-meta deck. That was awesome.
That was a great match. That was probably, by far, probably my favorite match so far.
Oh, hands down. Hands down. I hope that as the league goes on and people realize that those decks are really what are going to secure victory. People are not used to playing against Expo. They're not used to playing against things like Log, Lumberjack, those kind of cards where they just completely throw off your opponent. They don't know how to counter it. They're not used to seeing it. Those are really going to win a lot of matches.
Yeah, we were saying something like that earlier. We're talking about, okay, well, it'd be fun to see like 4 decks that like, okay, they're a Hog Rider or they're the Giant decks or whatever the most staple decks are, and then you throw that one weird one there, and that happens to be Go Hawks Expo deck.
And you know what? I love how Crucible rats the underdogs, and they're really destroying this. They really said, you know what? We're gonna come out, we're gonna play those offhand decks, and we're gonna kill it. And they've lived up to exactly what they said.
So we're jumping the next one. He dips a Hog Freeze in there right away, gets to the tower. He's gonna get 3 hits 4 hits on the tower right away by Rams.
Not only the 4 hits, but really shuts down those barbs with the minions. Princess is gonna secure that counter.
Princess is such a valuable card.
And because Ice Wizard sees more play, I feel like a lot of people haven't seen Princess in a long time, and they're probably regretting that right about.
Off of the shared screen.
Oh no! Yeah, the shared screen is down.
We can just keep on talking about it just in case people can
Yeah,
still hear
so
us.
Inferno Tower Hog right here. Rise really making a comeback. He really got his Hog push to count the last time, and he's trying to get it to count now. Here we go, we're back up.
It's both really close game here. It's going to be whoever makes a mistake here. 586 left on Ryu, and then 342 left on Rems. Who's going to get the last possible push going here? That could just
so far it's looking like Ryu. He finally got great value out of that Inferno. I was waiting for it all game. He finally got the value he needed, and all he needs to do is get this Hog to tower, and it gets the hit off. Now we're just looking for the zap to finish.
That's not enough for a zap. That's not. I don't think it's enough for
tournament
zap
level
to take it out. I don't think his zap does 78.
Dang, then Ryu is really looking to get in at least one more hit of poke damage. And it's counter, hog, counter, hog. He went all in on that push. Double freeze to stop the game!
Oh my gosh.
And they zapped! But Ryu is gonna take it. I think, oh man, I think Rami, I think Ram really should have went maybe for the offensive on that. His Hog had the advantage of being there, possibly being there first, and he chose to try to zap his opponent's Hog, which wasn't even enough to shut it down. If he would have been slightly more aggressive, I feel like that would have been his game. Congratulations to Ryu, though. Crucible just securing another victory here.
All right, so far we have Crucible up by 6-2 to Cloud Gaming. So Cloud Gaming really needs to win this next one just to be in the, just keep their points coming. You know what I mean? Just keep points in for next week. They're not going to win, obviously, the matchup, but they're going to get more points. They need 4 points. It's rather to get 4 points than 2 points, in my opinion, than going into next week with 2 points to 8 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really big setback. I really got to give it, really got to give it to the Crucible boys for this one. We talked about that they could possibly be the underdog for the entire league. No one really knows who they are. And like, not that no one knows who they are. Don't get me wrong. They're a great, like, they're a big clan and stuff, but I mean, as compared to the other clans in this league, right? We've got things like Nova and Alpha and even Cloud Gaming. People are expecting Cloud Gaming to put in big work here. And just to see Crucible really say, hey guys, you better watch out because we're coming for you. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much.
Was that the last match or was there another one? I think that might have been the last match. Was there 5 matches? I don't remember if we did 5 matches or 4 matches.
I'm not sure, but
blended together in my
that
head,
was 5
man.
matches, guys. Crucible won with 4.
And Clash
matches
Wars,
win,
we're
so
here
they
too.
get-
I know Clash Wars. I know you're here.
Yeah, I think that was all 5
lineups.
matches.
Yep, that's 5 matches.
So-
Crucible won with 4
Yeah,
match
so-
wins, so they got 8 points, and Cloud has 2 points with 1 match win.
Dang,
Okay,
so
cool.
yep, that was Crucible's final match securing it. Cloud. They're really gonna have to be thinking what they're gonna do for their next matchup. Cause
They're gonna have to bring some of their bench in here, man. Start bringing their bench players.
yep, I hope those bench players are good at building decks on the fly. Cause as we've seen through these first games, that's what's gonna be the big term to play, right? It's not gonna be who's good at the meta decks. Yeah, that meta deck play, right? The good Connor with the meta deck play that basically secured them one match. But it was really the people who were, you know what, like, yeah, the meta decks are good, but we can play anything, and those who really want it for now so far.
So as we're seeing right now, like we've saw, it doesn't matter about your trophies. It matters. Like, your trophies doesn't indicate skill. It does not indicate skill. It matters on how you play in tournament level standards. that indicates the skill in Clash Royale. So you got these people from all the Cloud and like all these other top guilds, clans that are like super high in trophies, but that doesn't mean they're good. There's not as much competition up there. You know what I mean?
Definitely, but that doesn't mean they're bad either.
No, it does not. I'm not saying they're bad at all. I'm just saying like these Crucible and like all these clans that are like lower in trophies. It doesn't mean that they're not good players. Like, people think a lot of people are got in their mind that it means the more trophies you have, the better you are. So people put those trophy caps on their clans to join and stuff like that all the time. And it's like they keep on raising it every single season over and over and over again. And it's like people need to have over 4,000 trophies standard to join my clan. People need to have over 4.2 per PB to join my clan. Yeah, that's to make your clans look better on the top of the charts, but in tournament standards, trophies doesn't mean everything.
And I think these first matches prove neither does the tournament meta, right? Because the tournament meta, it was the Minor Furnace, was the Giant Poison, was the Trifecta, and those decks, besides Connor, those decks didn't do anything, right? They got banned right away. And it was not the tournament meta that won. It was people that were good at playing the counters. It was people that could play Hog without the Musketeer, without the Valkyrie. Those are the people who won the matches. So, like, what I'm saying is you can't even rely on the current meta to say that I'm a good player, right? You need to be a really versatile player if you want to win these leagues.
Yeah, you got to be able to like change your gameplay on the fly. Like you have to be really good with that. And we know some people that are good with that from like our streams and like people that we've seen play like can make decks on the fly. Like when we do tournaments on our streams or whatnot or the things and you ban certain cards, people have to build a complete deck around that. That's why it's good to play in those bracket tournaments where you ban certain cards so you understand how to build decks around certain things.
Exactly, and I think Sweet J said that there's gonna be a T-shirt giveaway, boys. T-shirt giveaway, real quick. Are we about to do that right now? Sweet J, go ahead and drop that link in the chat. Everyone, go ahead and hit that Google form. Sign up for that T-shirt giveaway. We're gonna be doing giveaways all day giveaways. T-shirts, iTunes gift cards. Oh, did I drop it? Did I drop it too early? I don't know. Go ahead and get in on these, and yeah. But let's go ahead and preemptively talk about this grudge match that is about to happen. Stick, this grudge match that's about to go down.
We have to be take ourselves out of the whole thing. So
yes. We're third party.
We have Clash Wars. Let me get some hype in the stream for Clash Wars. Come on, guys. Then we have
Nova! Oh my goodness. Clash Wars versus Nova coming up, guys. Give me your like Stick said, give me the respective hype. We need the respective hype in the chat. Give me that fam hype. Give me that top of the leaderboard hype. Give me that my credit card's too big hype. My gameplay's too strong hype. Where's it at?
So who are you looking forward to see from Nova?
From Nova. Okay, so well, first of all, I just want to say that all the clans are straight stacked. The players in both these clans are straight stacked. They're extreme, or at least from what I know, they're extremely good tournament players, and we're bound to see some extremely great gameplay. I definitely want to see Light of Orion. From Nova. That's one of their bigger players. They tout as one of their known players, and I want to see if he's going to put together basically decks on the fly that are going to win him games, that are going to prove that top of the ladder takes more skill than people would think.
Yeah, and Anonymous is in there too. Anonymous is going to put some work in there as well.
Oh yeah. In fact, how could I not mention Anonymous? Yo, he's basically their rep. He shouts it on all their sites, and he's a big talker. From what the community says, he's a big talker. So let's see him put it where it is.
Now for Clash Wars, I'm looking at Justin, man. Justin's gonna pull it out, dude. Justin's probably the biggest threat, I think, on Clash Wars side, along with Gumby. Grumby. Sorry, Grumby.
Is nobody gonna talk about poor Woody? Poor Woody?
Woody's not in this starting lineup. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
This starting lineup. Woody is is somebody to deal with. Trust me, you have to ban freaking Mortar just to deal with him. But I'm saying like in this starting lineup, I would say like Justin and Grubby is probably the two people to look out for Clash Wars. And I mean, Heels is their leader of the group, but I think those are the two are probably the two strongest in that group.
And let's not forget, like, it's one thing to be strong just as a tournament player, right? It's one thing just to be strong as a tournament player. It's another thing to be strong with different offhand decks. And someone that you didn't mention that I know from my streams, he's sort of a low-key player, and he doesn't play in a lot of on-stream tournaments anymore, but Mats. Back before the tournament system was even out, Mats was playing extremely weird decks. He's playing... I'm kind of going to give it away for some people, but whatever. He plays bait decks. That was like his big thing, right? He would play Mortar and he would play Goblin Barrel. I don't expect to see any of that now because they're all weak. But Mats is one of those players that plays mind games. He makes you think that you can play a card, and when you've played that card, you've lost the game. And that's something that's you need to watch out for.
Yeah, and if you look at this right now, Clash Wars is the underdog in this matchup. If you go by trophy averages,
definitely,
they're the underdog. But to know, because Nova is one of the top ranked clans in the game, so this is why
Nova's
this is such a crazy match. This is, and it's gonna come down to who wins the first one, like who starts it off the hype for their team and gets the energy going, with the blood flowing. When the first win is gonna make the whole for the rest of the 4 matches is gonna decide who's gonna win. In my opinion,
I would agree, right? It's more like a rally thing. You've got a clan like Clash Wars who isn't really top ranked. Like, yes, they're up there, but it's not anywhere near like Nova, who's number 1, number 3, number 5, number 1, always, right? Always up there, always showing we're top of the ladder, we're huge, right? And then so when you have two clans like this, where one of them says like we're the biggest, and then one says no, we're gonna spank you in tournaments because we have better players, that's a huge rally point. That's a huge rally point. So the first match is sort of like that. Whoever wins the first match, their whole team's like, "Yep, we told you." Doesn't mean what you said. We told you, and that's sort of like an ego boost for the other team, right? And when you're feeling good, you're playing good.
Yeah, let's talk about what I was talking about with the members of the team on the stream where it says Clash Wars and Nova and has their logos and everything and stuff like that. And it says the blue writing for the team members that are like the most known. The only one that's not blue on Clash Wars side is Woody.
I saw that. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Everyone's known but Woody, who has won the Reddit, who was the first one. Guys, Woody was the first one to get the legendary trophy flare on the subreddit for winning so many tournaments. And he's the only one that's unknown. I don't know if that's a joke, but I think that's absolutely hilarious. For those of you watching at home, really pay attention. So if you notice this matchup, just like Stickbug said, you have players that are in blue and players that are in white. And what that means is those are players that are really basically more known in the community versus less known. And I think maybe Woody's was a joke.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. But because there's no way you're not gonna put blue for Woody. Come on, he honestly should have.
Who's Woody? Who?
Come on.
Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do we know who the first matchup is?
First matchup? I don't know if we have it yet.
Okay. I'm really excited.
We are getting the banned cards soon. So we'll find out what those are.
Perfect.
There we go. So we have the Hogrider band. And we have the Miner band. This is going to be interesting. Now we're not going to see Trifecta. We're not going to see any of the decks that we saw last match.
I know. I love it. I love when cards that get banned this time weren't banned last time, or more as like decks, right? So when you ban the Hog, you're basically shutting out Trifecta. You're shutting out Hog Cycle. Love it. Love that the Miner Furnace is shut down. You guys all know I have the biggest salt for Miner. Mainly because I don't have it, but we won't talk about that. And
you don't have the Miner?
No, it's my only
I'm just
that I
kidding,
don't have.
bro.
God, freaking stick! Why you gotta do that to me? Bible cry. I'm just gonna cry on stream. No, but that means people are going to be playing the Giant. They're going to be playing the Poison. Like you said, we might even see the double Prince push come in here, right? Because not everyone can play the Giant. Not everyone can play those kind of cards. You know what? I would be kind of really weird and excited to see who's going to play the Bowler, guys. Where's the Ebola? I want to see it. I want to see it.
Bola Witch for the win, bro. It's actually really strong.
I know. We've had people play it in our clan. It's better on ladder, but it's a lot stronger than you would think it was. And if you don't know how to play against the Bowler, that's also a benefit. But yes, like I think we'll see Lava. Hopefully we'll see some Lava Hound. We'll see some Balloon. We might even see Royal Giant. I guarantee we'll see sort of the
regular Giant for sure.
Regular Giant. A Mortar. I'm assuming Mortar. I
want to see Giant Skeleton. Honestly, like I want to see it. Because we haven't seen Giant Skeleton yet. That'd be a great one to see in there.
Giant Skeleton Goblin Barrel. When is that? When has that combo been used? Right?
Arena 8.
No.
Well, now Arena 8. It used to be Arena 7.
Yes. It's been, but I haven't seen it in so long. Is what I'm saying. It's been so long.
Bro, can we just get like a rocket deck? Come on, guys, just rocket down.
Rocket boys! Yo, I'm leaving on a jet plane. Let's go. Notice me bag. What's up, Pixelated? We gotta get that rocket going for sure. I'll be so hyped. Chat won't even know what to do.
Bro, chat's like Giant Skeleton Army. Yes, let's get that going in there.
Heck yes, Giant Skeleton Army. Let's talk a little bit about this band simulator. So this is a beta right now, but it's something that will what was I gonna say? Oh, it's something that will be released to the community eventually. Check this out. This band simulator is so cool, guys, and they talked about releasing it to you guys once it's out of beta. But you get a rundown of all the cards. When they start bringing in the teams, you'll see that the left side team is the blue, the right side team is red, and anyone that is two parts of the team gets to be purple. So you get a great overview of the decks that are coming in, and I just think it's extremely awesome. You can change all the levels, you get the breakdown of the stats, and I'm really excited for the community to have something like this. It's gonna be really cool. I want to use it in my own streams, to be honest.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool thing. It makes it really cool. Easy to make like tournament things too, because you can ban certain cards. You can build decks that like, and everybody has to use those decks. All right, so I guess we're going to be going to did they say we're going to be going to commercial break pretty soon?
Yes, I believe we're going to be heading to a commercial break really soon, so everyone can get situated. It'll be awesome. Party. Show us some love.
I think we're back.
Awesome. Back online.
Sorry, I was too busy listening to the sound that was coming out of the commercial.
Oh, enjoying those smooth commercials. You broke my headphones.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's because the sound was really glitchy with the commercial. I don't know what happened, but
for the mobile, yeah, we'll have to get the bit rate and everything figured out for next week. Yep, super late, Trenton, super late.
So I think
Yes, look at all the drama in the chat. I love it. Genesis greater than Elite Gaming. Nova above all. Go Clash Wars. Hype, 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 hype. I love you guys. Supporting your clans. Support them in the chat. Show them love. Don't be rude to other clans, but support your clans. We love that. We love it. We love it. We love it. Andrew greater than Bag, of course.
I think we have our own clan, right, Brown Bag? We made our own one yesterday. We're gonna be in this thing next week, right? It's just me and you. We're just
Yep, just me and Stick, and we're just running Expo decks. So ban it. Let's go. We told you.
It's gonna be called Sticks Bag.
Sticks Bag, yes. It's gonna be called Sticks Bag. We're taking down all the clans. Clash Wars, Nova. Get at us. Get at us. Stick, you gotta wear your face though. It's the only way. Your real face.
My face.
Your paper face.
Oh,
your paper
okay,
face.
okay. Oh my gosh! All right, so we're still waiting to see on when the matches are the first match is gonna start. But I mean, honestly, this is already looking pretty good. Like we've already had an upset in the first round. Like an upset already happened. Crucible already beat Cloud Gaming, so that was surprising. I did not think that was actually going to happen like that. I thought it was going to be at least a close game, but it was really 8-2, right?
Yeah, it was really a shutout is what we can call it. And it was really awesome to see the underdog team because I told you guys, you heard us in the beginning. We were like, yo, these are the underdogs. We really don't know too much other than that they said, watch out, we came to play. And they put their gameplay where their mouths were.
Oh no, that's the clan name. So we just typed it in the chat for us. It's Bag of Sticks.
Bag of Sticks. Yes, Bag of Sticks. Bryce Nova with the Nova for life. Yo, Bryce. Yo, people from Nova. Yo, let us know who you guys are excited to see. I'm actually excited. In fact, if we got Clash Wars guys in the chat, let us know which matches you're excited to see. Like, are you guys really excited for Light of Orion like me? Are you excited for Anonymous? You guys want to see, Slayer, Justin? Like, who are you guys really excited for? Hit us up in that chat. I want to know let's get the chat going. I want to know who you guys are excited for. I'm definitely excited. Who do you guys
think your hard hitters are? Like, who do you think that, like you're saying, like, who are you excited for, and who do you think your hard hitters are? What are you looking for them to play? Like, what kind of decks are you wanting to see too, guys? Let us know in chat what kind of decks you want to see in this tournament, and like, what cards that you want to see used, and what cards you think they should ban. Playing these certain teams, what cards do you think they should ban, and let's see if those bans are actually what happened.
Yeah, that's actually a great one. What people are seeing a bans. We had a little quick change, I think, to the starting lineups. We had some subs fill in for today, so I think we're going to get Slayer instead of Mats and Light of Pollux up in here. And actually, ooh, I was kind of excited to see Pollux, but he wasn't in the starting lineup, so I'm glad that he's actually in this matchup. Nova said they were really excited to see Anonymous. That's sort of their bay, and they're ready to see him put in work, so I'm excited for that. I really hope that starting lineup is correct and that Slayer's going to play. He's one of the people that we talked about who, watch out, you won't expect his freaking decks, and he'll just come out of nowhere and win with the most random stuff. I want to see that for sure. Banned Furnace. They said banned Furnace. That's a weird one.
That would be an interesting ban too, actually.
They said banned Sparky. That makes sense. Banned Sparky. Definitely, or Skarmy, Skeleton Army. Definitely the strongest card in the game right now. And
they brought in Slayer, which is a ringer. They brought in a ringer right there. They brought in Slayer for Mats. So I mean, Slayer is really good at building decks on the fly. If you're not familiar with Slayer's gameplay, he's really good at building random decks. He's always in like the tournaments I do on my stream, and he'll build random decks that I put certain bans. Like I do only a training camp arena 1, 2, and 5. That's all you can use. Or arena 1 and 2, or arena 1 and 7, or arena 4 and 5. That's only certain arenas you can use cards, and he'll build decks and win the whole thing with them.
Exactly, and so I hope to see that here. A lot of the Nova guys saying they want to see Pollux too. I'm glad you guys were where I was. I want to see Pollux. That's who I want to see, and he's gonna be into this first matchup, so that'll be awesome. We got Slayer up in the chat. We got Nova guys up in the chat. Brown Bag. Oh my God, ban me. What did I do? Ban me for being too beautiful, having too beautiful of a voice for casting. What is this? Ban Skeleton Army. In fact, if Skeleton Army isn't banned, I'm done. I quit. There's no way.
Bro, it's too OP with that buff it got in last update. What, one extra skeleton? Holy crap!
One extra. Oh my god. Oh my god. It should be in every deck. It should be in every deck.
Now, if arrows only did a certain amount of damage in an area instead of like it does that much damage to every single thing, that'd probably work. With one extra skeleton, they might actually live.
It could. It could. It
like
might
it only did.
just
It
break
only
that
did
area,
100.
that area.
Say arrows only did like say arrows only did 170 damage, not to everything in that area, but in total, and the whole area that it hits. Then skeletons would be pretty good, or a zap like that. But if it does it to all of them, skeletons and zap just takes them out. You know?
Yeah, they're just OP, man. In all seriousness, don't put Skeleton Army in your deck. Please don't. Guys, new players that are tuning in for the first time, biggest tip to you, play the meta. It'll make you a better player, and then play the off meta, because then you'll be able to win leagues. So learn how to play the guards, learn how to play the counters, and then just get better as a player all in general, all around. Don't stick to one deck.
I think I think for like people that are new, if they're new here, if you're new to playing Clash Royale and stuff like that, using the Skeleton Army and all that stuff in a low-level gameplay like Arena 1, 2, and 3 is fine. That's fine, because people aren't going to know what to do against it. People waste arrows on king towers at that level. Like you're not the skill level to understand it. But once you get to like Arena 4 plus like 4, 5, 6 and stuff like that, start focusing on the meta and figuring out what cards are used in Arena 9 and 8 and stuff like that, and then focus on building a deck that works around your playstyle. Like if you're more of a rusher, build a Hog Rider, or if you have the Miner or a Mini P.E.K.K.A, like stuff like that. Build a cycle deck, a fast-paced deck. If you're more of a counter push and then turn it into yourself a push, then run like a giant deck or anything that's a really good defensive deck with buildings in it or whatnot. If you're used to, it just depends on your playstyle, honestly. Like if you want to be a controller, then run a bunch of spells in your deck, poison, zap, stuff like that. Control the gameplay to your level. Make them play at your pace.
Perfect. And I think that's great advice, especially the pace thing, guys. Force your opponent to play your pace. That'll put you advantage the whole time. It'll make you more of sort of the leader of the game, and you can really mess up the rotations. Great advice by Stickbug, guys. If you're new, I'd really actually just save that and just listen to that as a VOD a few times, because that'll probably help you out a lot.
Listen to it late at night when you're going to sleep.
I just listen to Stick's smooth, silky voice telling you how to play the game. Just play at your pace. Play at your pace.
That sounds like one of those motivational things, like how to make your life better.
Sounds like no, that is. It is. In fact, all the clans in this tournament, from beginners to Nova up in here, could use that advice.
So I think we're still waiting on some lineups being not lineups, but decks to be entered. So that's what the holdup is, guys. So just bear with us here. We'll get this going as soon as possible.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. You know what? Let's talk about a little about what both the clans said their strong suits were. So Nova. In fact, we talked about this earlier. A lot of the clans said that they're going to be running Trifecta. That Trifecta is really their go-to deck. So I expected to see at least one player in sort of every matchup run Trifecta, which is why I was really excited to see Hog banned, right? If the other clans are smart, they'll really be banning those Trifecta cards, or at least cards that hinder it, so it's not really as good as it could be. Nova was one of the ones that said, hey, we run Trifecta, we're good at it, and it makes sense, right? They're high trophies, so it's a really strong ladder deck, and even strong in tournaments. I would argue, though, that Trifecta is one of the weaker tournament decks, if anything. Minor Furnace is definitely stronger, Giant Poison is definitely stronger, versus Clash Wars. So Clash Wars is one of those clans that said, we play variety. Especially because, well, let's see, that also makes sense, right? You have really high trophy players, but you're not as high, right? Where all you see is Trifecta. So the Clash Wars guys get to see a lot of different types of decks. They like to play a lot of different types of decks, and we
have the first match coming in right now.
Here we go. We've got Grubby versus Nova. I know Grubby's an anticipated player, and the leader of Nova. Coming in here. Oh, there's the Giant.
Off the gate with the Giant. Oh my god.
wasting no time. In fact, I feel like that was a misplay. It was able for Grubby to play his pump. Oh, there's the chat hype. Let's go.
Bola hype in chat, guys.
Oh my goodness. Really interesting to see that Bowler mini P.E.K.K.A. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Like I was saying, I feel like the giant in the back is a misplay. When you see the pump come out, you really need to make your giant pushes counted. You should have gone for the giant muskie. You had it in hand. Instead, he slow rolled it. Maybe that was so he can get that pump in the back to take max effect. Ice Wizard here to stop his second giant. Bowler is just alive. He just keeps putting in work, and he's gonna have to stop that Bowler soon if he doesn't want him to get max back.
So now he needs to back that giant up with something. Oh, Bowler behind it. You're gonna push back that mini P.E.K.K.A. Stop the mini P.E.K.K.A. real and take the giant out as quick as it usually would.
And now he's got a Bowler Ice Wizard push coming in.
Nice play of the cannon, distracting the Bowler so the Musketeer can take it out.
Woo! Eyeball on the tower and the Musketeer. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a hit off that Bowler, but he is at pump advantage, right? So both players are basically even elixir. Nova is slightly in the lead here. He's got some more damage on tower. And it's really gonna, now that they've seen each other's decks, for the most part, Grubby has an idea of what Nova's playing. It's gonna come down to who plays that rotation right and really gets out of their push. Interesting for Nova to push on the left side.
I really want to know what Nova's last two cards are.
I haven't seen the poison, so I haven't seen it. And I feel like I would have seen the poison already. Guards, here we go. Both players are running guards. It's exactly what we talked about. I'm glad to see guards coming into the matchups. Mini P.E.K.K.A. push on that left-hand side. It might even get to tower unless he's going to shut it down. It's Zap. There we go. Zap shut down that Mini P.E.K.K.A. push.
So the last card I'm guessing is going to be a poison. That's just my opinion on most giant Mini P.E.K.K.A. decks that will run.
Well, poison is obviously, giant poison is obviously, there it is. Like you said, the strong card. I feel like it's weird though. Why hasn't he been poisoning the pumps? Why hasn't he been trying to gain advantage? Does he feel he doesn't need it? Does he really feel that he wants it for the tower damage? Sort of a weird move.
Well, because people underestimate the Bowler. Like, they don't think, when people see Bowler, they don't look at it as like a threat, you know?
Definitely. And it's interesting that Grubby's playing Giant and Bowler.
Well, he's using Bowler because Bowler, like we were talking about yesterday, Bowler's not strong enough to take a tower by itself.
Oh no, for sure. You definitely need some work. I think where Nova's really getting all his advantage is the giant guard stops, right? So Grubby really needs to get that mini P.E.K.K.A. to tower, and he can't really do that every time Giant stops the mini P.E.K.K.A. then guard shut it down. Unfortunately, all Grubby's been able to get is a lone Bowler to tower, and it's not doing the work that he needs it to do. Here we go. We got the poison giant push coming in from Nova. Mini P.E.K.K.A. Can Mini P.E.K.K.A. get to tower? Zap's not going to shut down guards. Countered with Ice Wizard.
So he's got a counter push with an Ice Wizard. Bowler, maybe he's going to come down here, or...
Yep, there it is. The Bowler's pushback could be really good here, but Grubby can't seem to get to stop the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Mini P.E.K.K.A. Nova is really taking advantage of his Mini P.E.K.K.A. He's getting the hits on the Giant, he's getting the hits on the Bowler, and he's shutting down Grubby's pushes before they even touch tower. Another poison to deal damage. If that Giant makes it to tower, it's going to be another 300. It looks like it's going. Only one, so 150. Not bad though, not bad though. Nova's definitely up in damage, and Grubby's got to be feeling the pressure right about it.
Yeah, it's looking like it's gonna go in Nova's favor for this match. It's because that consistent poison is just gonna win the game for him.
Definitely. Whittle. And Grubby can't really make an effective counter, and that's game. Congratulations, Nova, taking the first match. That is 2 points. Their clan leader putting it away.
That was a good match, though. I mean, it was played by an interesting deck by Grubby. So, I mean, he's playing a off-meta deck, and they both are playing at decent skill level. Like, they're both playing a good skill level. It's just one had a better deck against the other person.
So yeah, Nova definitely had the better deck. He had domination the whole match, and he really shut down Grubby. Why do you think it is that they gave one of Clash Wars gave one of their better members the weaker deck. So Clash Wars really, right, you can't play the same deck on everything, right? So why would they give Grubby, who's consistently known for being a good tournament player, the giant bowler deck? I definitely would have expected a different player to be
Probably. I mean, unless he picked it himself. I don't know if he decided I want to play that deck or whatnot. But Light of Orion versus Slayer going into this match, guys.
Woo! Let's see it.
This is going to be a good one. They're putting the top players up against each other. I feel like they're putting the higher skill players against each other.
And that's definitely what I wanted to see in this league. I want to see the big time matches, right? We want to see people like Slayer and Orion face each other. We want to see people like Justin and Anonymous face each other. Those are the kind of things that make this league so cool, that we have such big name players, such great, like really high level skill cap players.
Giant's gonna get one hit off on the tower. That poison is gonna do some work to the Musketeer, but it's not gonna kill it. Now, what is he gonna do for a counter push here? Slayer's gotta come back with something, or just reset.
I feel like he's gonna go for the reset. He's gonna basically have to say that he took that tower damage. He'll probably get one shot. Yep, one shot off that Musketeer, and so he's down a little bit. He's down a little bit of elixir, right? But at least he knows he's playing the giant poison, and he can set up for the next push. Slayer's deck, if you look at it,
made him waste his poison, so now he can't poison his elixir pump. That was the smart move there. I mean, he did lose a little bit of tower damage. He did lose a little bit of damage on the tower, but he did be able to set up to drop his elixir electric. So I mean, in the big scheme of things, he did come out above in that one.
Definitely, I can totally see that. And it's interesting, Slayer is just playing a classic giant Musketeer deck, sort of more of a lower level deck up until recently. And so it's interesting just to see that with no sort of like poison, or I don't know what his last card is. Actually, he hasn't played it yet, so we'll see.
Goblins coming in, but they get zapped away.
Yeah, duofecta, right? It's like trifecta, but with a giant. I don't know. Here we go. There's the second pump by Light of Orion, trying to build up that push. He's obviously got the lead here. Giant Poison is just proving to be extremely strong. In fact, it might have been a better ban choice for Clash Wars to take the Giant, because it looks like they are losing these Giant matchups.
Oh, there's his last card, the Poison. So he's running a Giant Poison as well. But
And he was waiting to get max value. Yes, max value out of that Poison. Hits Pump, hits Tower, hits Ice Wizard, hits Musketeer. Wow. Great play by Slayer. Unfortunately, the Orion's Giant is pushing all Slayer's troops right into his Poison, so he's getting the value too. I think the amount of crowd control that Orion has is really dangerous for Slayer.
It's those minions that actually did the work right there for him.
Exactly. So he's got a lot of troops that he's not getting the value out of his barbs. He's losing value on his barbs every time. They're taking the poison hit, they're taking the minion hit, they're taking the Ice Wizard hit, and it looks like he's gonna lose this game. Forced to poison the troops just to stay in the game. Don't know how I feel about that.
But he's down in Elixir Collector.
Yep.
And really, the minions would have made this game completely different. The minions, because they're dropping him. Like if you notice that big kind of push he had when you drop another Valkyrie and other barbarians and stuff like that, he got minions on top of him. He had no Musketeer there to take out the minions. The minions were just chipping away at all his troops. He couldn't do anything about it.
Exactly, and he made his last stand push on that left-hand side, really trying to get some damage in. Wasn't able to make it to tower that much, but he did a good job at sort of slowing down Orion's push. I believe this poison, if that giant can get a hit off on tower, this is going to be game. And it's looking like it's going to make it. There's the hit on tower. Good game. Nova. No way. Stopped at 40. I spoke too soon.
Zap gonna come in for the win, probably. Poison.
There's the poison. All right. Just 2 seconds too soon. Put me in, coach. Oh, the people on Twitter.
Nova coming in and showing that it takes skill to play at high trophy levels.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Clash Wars has us. Okay, we'll say both Nova and Clash Wars do have stacked up lineups, but Clash Wars were saying, hey, Nova boys, coming in for this, we're coming for you, we're gonna win this, and they've lost the first 2 matches. So they, like we talked about, winning that first match was really important, right? All the Nova boys got to be feeling good right now, and Clash Wars got to be feeling the pressure. So Clash Wars really needs to be putting up their, basically, we work under pressure players, and they need to start taking these matches, because right now it looks like Nova's going to wipe the floor.
Unless they can come back with something. I mean, they obviously gave the first matchup with the bullet, like it wasn't a strong deck. The second matchup had had only the Musketeer as an air defense, so had nothing to do against the minions. And then what's the third matchup? I wonder what the third deck is going to be. Is it going to be that mini P.E.K.K.A. the mini P.E.K.K.A. Ice Wizard? Like, is it going to be that staple giant poison deck, or are they going to run something completely different and throw them off guard, and get the 3-crown win and just take a win for this team, at least one?
Definitely, and I feel like you know what's really hurting Clash Wars right now is that Hog ban. We talked about it earlier, but if they really would have banned Giant instead of Hog, this could have been a totally different game. Especially because a lot of their players play Mortar, play Hog, even play Hog Mortar. Justin, a few of them. I know Slayer plays Hog a lot. Justin's one of those weird people that plays Hog Mortar sometimes. Heals. And they sort of shot themselves in the foot, right? They shut out one of the cards that they're the best with, and they left Giant up for Nova, who I bet they didn't expect to whop the floor with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what other games come in here. So I'm trying. The next game is going to be interesting. We got Phil. Who's Phil playing?
He's playing Zadian. So Zadian is probably one of more of the unknown guys for some. Zadian is a really, really good tournament player. He's won many really expensive tournaments. So like big chests, we're talking like 1,000 cards, over 1,000 card chests. So Zadian's a really strong tournament player. I expect good things from him. I don't know much about Phil from Nova, so I'm excited to see what he's playing.
All right, so we got a Giant on one side coming down, and Ice was just at the tower by itself. Not going to do much. Going to get a couple hits off on the tower, but not going to do a lot of damage. Mini P.E.K.K.A. there to counter the Giant. Guards as well.
Nice, I like it. Very effective counters.
Giant is going to get to the tower, though. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. switches to the Valkyrie. Well played.
Yeah, extremely weird retargeting. Great gameplay by Phil, and Zadian is already playing down.
Already down to... You're going to be down to under 1,400. No, 1,430 is what it's going to go down to. I said under 1,400? My bad. 1,430. But they both do have 2 elixir pumps down, so that's...
Yeah, so they're both... It's going to be who's better at effectively using these pumps. We definitely know that Zadian's got to be feeling the pressure he needs to put on for his team right now. He needs to support. And I feel like he felt it, and you could tell in the beginning, right? He definitely took the pain to get these pumps out. So let's hope he takes advantage of them.
So we got a giant pushes. And guards coming on one side with the Musketeer as well. We have a giant Musketeer coming on the other side. Drops the Valkyrie to counter the Musketeer, which is a great counter for it.
Yep, shuts down the Musketeer. Getting some work on that Giant. Giant's probably not even going to make it to tower. Mini P.E.K.K.A. counter push from Zadian. Zap's going to shut that down. And Phil is giving him the oops. He's got to be getting in Zadian's head right now. He's saying, Zadian, what are you going to do? You need to start coming back. You need to start coming back. Phil is just absolutely
I would have dropped the elixir pump there and not have gone for the push. Because he's going to be falling back on elixir right here. I think what he needs to do is wait for his Giant. He needs to drop his mini P.E.K.K.A. with his Giant and go for a push with that way. Because dropping his mini P.E.K.K.A. on defense, he might as well just give up the tower. Like, honestly, because that Valkyrie's just tearing apart his Musketeer.
Oh yeah, every time it keeps shredding and shredding and shredding and shredding, and Zadian just can't get a push going. Nova is proving that they are extremely good with the Giant Poison, and I expect from now on that their matchups we're going to be banning at least Giant.
This looks like it's going to be a tower right here for sure.
Yep.
Same good game, giving him the good game.
Giving him the GG. I don't think Zadian doesn't have anything that can get to tower extremely fast, and I'm pretty sure Phil knows that he just put it away. Good game, Nova.
I mean, we'll probably definitely see some different lineups next time we do this. I think it's next week, right? The next matchups after this week is done on this first day, I think we'll definitely see some different lineups and different people trying different decks. I don't think it's smart to have everybody play the same style of deck, like a Giant deck over and over again. I think people need to switch up stuff. Like, let people play what they're comfortable with. If people are comfortable with the Giant, play the Giant. If they're comfortable with the Lava Hound, play the Lava Hound. If they're comfortable with different things, play those. Don't focus on building a deck around one card.
I totally agree, and your bans should reflect that. I think we found out really obvious that your bans definitely need to reflect what your players are used to playing at. If your players are great at playing Hog, they're great at playing Cannon, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't ban your own good cards just because you don't want the other team to play them. Have confidence in the decks that you know how to play and play them well. Nova has won the first 3 matches, so they've basically taken this first qualifier. But Clash Wars can still come back, get those 4 points, and say, hey, we may have lost this one, but we're not out of the running. So I'm excited to see how these next 2 matches go. Hopefully, it'll be some evening. I know the Nova boys are saying we're going to shut him out. We're going to shut him out. So we'll see. We'll see. Is Nova going to shut it out, or is Clash Wars going to pick up these last 4 points? I don't know.
Who do we have left for Clash Wars to play? We still have like Heels and Slayer too, right?
No, Heels and Justin. So we've got Heels and Justin,
Sorry,
and
Justin,
I'm really excited to see Justin's match. Here's Pollux
Jump
too.
into it right now. Heels is a really good player. We didn't mention it earlier. It was our fault, but Heels is a good tournament player as well.
Definitely, Hills is one of those people who was extremely good back in the day too. Before tournament system was even out, he was playing in lots of tournaments, getting lots of practice. And when tournament system came out, he just made it known by winning all those chests.
So I think Light is running that mini pack a double Prince deck, as I could tell from the very start push. But he did counter it pretty well. He did get a lot of damage on his tower, but he only used a minion, Zap, and Princess, and he got the push taken care of. Taking his tower down to almost halfway, it's not the best counter, but he wanted to save the most elixir he could possibly do. Here comes the
There's
Lava
the Hound! Oh my goodness. Yes, here comes the Lava Hound from the left-hand side. Extremely interested to see that. Great counter by the P.E.K.K.A. Stabby Gobs on the right side. I don't think he's going to be able to make P.E.K.K.A. the tower. The only problem is because he had to use that P.E.K.K.A.'s counter, he can't use it on the left-hand side, which is really where you want that P.E.K.K.A. to be.
What does he have?
Lava Hound?
The Lava Hound.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen nothing for the Hound. Nothing for the Hound itself.
Let's go.
Heels. So now that Heels knows he's playing that double Prince deck, also props to Light Pollux for playing that double Prince deck. I love seeing different decks. So awesome, man.
This 2 of the pups there. Oh, that's gonna be some damage on the tower. Takes him down.
Yep.
So now Heels is in the lead.
Evened it up. If you've noticed, it looks like Light doesn't really have anything to deal with that Hound. So if Hills is smart, he'll really make his push, his counters count. He won't waste his mini P.E.K.K.A. this time, and he'll basically take that tower.
Oh, this could be a tower right here.
Yeah, that Zap was really good. He was forced to waste the mini P.E.K.K.A. again, and mini P.E.K.K.A. gets 1, 2, and there's the tower. There's the tower by Light Pollux. 60 seconds left on the clock. Light has really got to be trying to shut down that left-hand tower.
What's Heels' last card?
I don't know, but it's obviously not doing him any good if he hasn't got to play it all game. Zap pumps. Misses the Zap, but it's not going to matter. Heels has got 30 seconds to really make a push here to put himself back in the game, and Princess is just doing work. He goes for the right side.
Really?
What does he have that is he holding on to a rocket, boys? Is he holding on to a rocket? What does he have that he feels comfortable in pushing the right-hand side?
That tower's gonna be gone as well.
Nope, stopped at the last second. Very close. Really good gameplay by Light Pollux here. Mini P.E.K.K.A. He thinks he's gonna be able to get Mini P.E.K.K.A. to tower. We already know that Light has all those small minions, and he gets the second tower. Wow. GG Light.
He needed, I don't know, I want to know what his last card was, honestly.
In fact, let's go check it.
Inferno Tower. Interesting he didn't play it.
Inferno Tower. I feel like, yeah, I feel like instead of going for the Lava Hound, if he would have, because he saw the Prince, right? You know that's the push card. You know, like either the double Prince is coming or like Valk is coming. Where was the Inferno? Where was the Inferno Goblins drop? Where was the Inferno? You know, to stop that push, then set up your pump, then go for the Lava Hound, mini P.E.K.K.A. push. I'm kind of feel like that's weird. Here we go, Justin versus Non.
Here's the game that you're looking for right here.
The Playmaker game. This is arguably 2 of the best players in the entire game right now. playing each other live on stream. Give me 2 of the best players in the entire game, hype in chat.
Hype. Alright, so
Let
you got
go!
Princess on Princess action. Anonymous hasn't looked from down, so he does have the advantage here. I think Justin can be playing the mini P.E.K.K.A double Prince deck because you already saw the single Prince by itself.
Yep,
So
and he's got the,
other Prince.
oh!
Goblin
Goblin
Barrel.
Barrel by Anonymous. Love it. Justin doesn't look like he really has anything to stop it. Great zap by Justin. He's going to shut down that Giant with minimal damage taken. I expected Anonymous to get more with that. Really good counters by Justin.
Barbarians, interesting counter to the. It's a really good counter to the mini P.E.K.K.A. Stops it completely in its track.
Yes, and even though it costs one more, now you got some very dangerous body bags coming out of the tower.
I would have, if he had the other Prince, I would have played the Dark Prince instead of the regular Prince in that situation. He might not running it. He might not be running the Dark Prince because the Dark Prince is a better counter to Barbarians than a Prince.
I feel like
Let's go.
Clash Wars just didn't know what to do with their decks, right? Besides Prince. Oh, it's a Golem! It's a Golem! What? Oh my goodness. Golem hype.
This, if he doesn't stop this Golem, this is a 3-crown.
Wow, I did not. Wow, Golem gameplay right there. And Justin said, forget that tower. He's trying to take hit Anonymous' tower before Anonymous can take his. Anonymous does have the advantage here, but Golem can do more work if Anonymous can at least shut down the damage for or if Justin can shut down the damage for a little bit, he's gonna have game. He does. He stops the push. Golem's at tower. Great Giant play by Anonymous to stop the mini P.E.K.K.A from getting to tower. Justin needs those.
Poison
I
coming
can't
in
do
hot
anything
on the
but watch.
Princess.
This is just too crazy.
Prince is gonna get a charge up on. No, it does not get a charge up on the tower.
stopped by
The
the
Giant's
Giant.
pushing it back. Nice distraction with the Giant there.
Anonymous has been doing a great job at stopping each push with the Giant, but it's costing him too much. He fireballs the Princess. I don't know what that's about. If this gets to tower, it's gonna be over.
This could be game right here if he gets the tower with this. Nope, he's cycling.
Little
He's
minions keep
cycling.
stopping him, keep cycling, keep stopping him. I'm expecting the Giant. No, Prince made it to tower. Mini P.E.K.K.A to tower. 1 hit, 2
should be
hit.
game right
This
there.
could be game. 3 hits.
3-crown. Justin
my
takes the win over
goodness.
Anonymous. Oh
The
my
upset.
gosh. Can I get some hype in the chat, guys? That was crazy. With the Golem deck, the first Golem deck we've seen all tournament so far.
That was absolutely insane. That upset, dude. That upset. Anonymous had advantage all game. He was putting in work, taking down that right side. Justin waited for his moment, right? Like you said, we were waiting on those last 2 cards. We didn't know what was going to happen. It was a Golem. He pulls out the surprise Golem, goes for the 3-crown kill. Anonymous didn't know how to react, and he just shuts it down. Justin saying, I will not be freaking contested. Oh my god.
Nova does still win the matchup. I mean,
Oh, don't
they
get
do
me
still win,
wrong.
but
Yeah. It was a complete destroy.
They didn't go undefeated. They basically did what the last thing happened was 8-2 as well with Cloud versus Crucible. It's the same thing happened, just the opposite.
Yeah, I think Clash Wars, I don't know what they were doing with that hog ban. I think they shut down their best players, and Nova destroys with that poison Giant. Look at that. Everyone was saying trifecta. That they're really strong with trifecta. I almost feel like that was a bait because Nova just said, back off our turf. They poisoned Giant. They took the match rounds. They won this game. They pretty much wiped the floor. It was exciting to see Justin come back for that win. But, people are going to be gunning for Nova now, right? People have been saying Clash Wars. They've been saying Elite Gaming because they have some of the best tournament players. But this just goes to show that cards that you're comfortable with wins games. And I hope people don't make that mistake against Nova next time because Nova's not one to be messed around with.
No, definitely not. I mean, as you can see from this whole tournament standard, like they destroyed with the Giant the whole game. And then when somebody threw a curveball on him and throw him a Lava Hound deck, Lava Hound did a little better, and then the Golem curveball just threw him completely off guard. They were expecting to see Giant decks from Clash Wars the whole time. So when you threw a Golem and a Lava Hound, that kind of threw them off guard. They didn't know what to really expect.
Definitely. I got to agree with you there. But yeah, well, definitely the clans will, or definitely. Let me say definitely a couple more times just to get out of my system. Definitely,
Definitely. You definitely need to say definitely more.
definitely. Okay, now that that's done, these clans are really going to have to rethink their bans, rethink who they're letting do their bans. I expect. Well, I'm not sure for the people coming up. The next match might be completely different, but
Next
we
match
just
is
proved.
Genesis versus Alpha, right?
I believe so. No, it's Elite Gaming.
Elite Gaming, my fault.
Yeah. Which also, arguably, everyone's been really excited to see Elite Gaming. And Genesis is one. So this is like the reverse matchup if we just had. Clash Wars is the family clan. Nova's more of the ladder clan, #1 in ladders. Clash Wars is they're known for being really good in tournaments, and Nova's being, like I said, is ladder. So in this one, Genesis is the ladder clan. They've been #1 in the world before. They've got some really good, really high level, high trophy players for that. And Elite Gaming is known for destroying tournaments, for having very, very good players. They've got CM and stuff like that. So, really good players there. It'll be exciting to see sort of the reverse matchup happen again.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what bans they do in this one. Like, I'm considering, like, people need to look at how bad the Giant is in the tournament. Like, get rid of it.
Exactly. In fact, you know what? Watching this gameplay, I would not be surprised if Giant gets banned every time.
I would see. This is what I predict bans that are probably going to happen is Giant Hog. That's what people should be worried about the most, because you can deal with the minor, you can deal with the minor mini P.E.K.K.A pushes. You can handle those, but Hog Rider and Giant are one of the most deadly, like the deadly pushes, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Especially, okay, so the thing about Hog and Giant is they have so much synergy with other cards, right? You don't have to just go Giant Poison. You can go Giant Sparky. You can go, even if you don't have the Poison, some of the Nova guys proved that you don't even need the Poison in a Giant deck to do work. So it's those cards that synergize so well, right? And so I expect basically maybe the Giant to be banned a lot, the Hog to be banned a lot. Minor, obviously, it's super strong. They know Minor needs to be banned. So, I mean, those are the three cards we're going to see banned a lot, but I want to see some maybe different bans, some mini P.E.K.K.A bans, some pump bans, some bans that you wouldn't really, that you still get to play those competitive decks that people wouldn't expect, right? But not as strong as they would be, and you really have to, like, those last three cards are going to make the difference in the game.
Yeah, true.
Oh my god, what do you know? Minor Pump, there you go.
Minor Elixir Pump. Interesting bans. The Elixir Pump has been used this whole tournament. So banning that makes people have to run cycle decks or decks that don't call for a huge, like, 4+ elixir cost. You know what I mean? Or they could do that. They just have to be very careful what they're doing. They might only have like 1 or 2 cards that are over 5 elixir and the rest under that. Just cycle through to get back to those cards. Now, taking the minor out, I mean, we have not seen the minor yet in this tournament. People are just scared of the minor, it seems like.
I think it's been proven time and time again that the minor is way too strong and that it needs to get shut down when possible. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the Giant Hog ban and people letting minor through, and at least for one, matchup, see kind of what happens. But I think you're right. The pump ban, okay, so this is why I think the pump ban is interesting. It undermines decks. So Giant Poison is still a good deck without pump, but it's a lot slower. If you noticed, every Giant deck they had was running pump. Everyone was running pump last game. It was pump. It was all over the place. Now you have to really get value out of your cards. You can't throw pump in the back and expect it to, just be able to do work, right? Normally you won't be able to do that because of minor. People have been doing it in this one because minor's been banned. Now that pump's banned, you have to get value out of the cards. You have to play your cards well, and one screw up can lose you the game.
Yeah, true. So I really want to know what kind of decks they're going to build with no pump and no minor. So they can't build a cycle deck because there's no minor, like a really cycle minor deck, you know what I mean? So they can't really do that. They have to build like a cycle hog deck or a cycle Giant deck, I guess you can try to do. You can try something in there. You can do a build-up deck, but you have to be very careful on how you spend your elixir when you have no pump.
Definitely. And a lot of the chat is saying that CMC is god at Giant. And so maybe it looks like these bans, these teams kind of learned from what was going on and did a lot better at these bans. They banned cards that they basically didn't want to deal with, and they left their best cards open, right? They left the cards that they're, like you were saying, you've been saying this all day, that play the decks you're comfortable with. Maybe you have to switch 1 or 2 cards, right? But that's on you to be a good player. Play the decks you're comfortable with, and you're going to win more matches. It looks like both teams are expecting to play, like they're not worried. They don't want to deal with Miner. They don't want to deal with Pump, and that doesn't hurt them, right? They're ready to play with decks that they're comfortable with that don't use those cards.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of. I think we're going to see Giant play, obviously, as we might be saying in chat. We're going to see some Giant play. We're going to see definitely some Hog Guard. We might even see Trifecta without a Pump. Like you'll probably still see that. Some form of Trifecta with no Pump. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly, I feel like not having Pump and Trifecta isn't that bad. You just have to play your smaller troops more correctly. You got to play things like Fire Spirits, things like Ice Spirit, and you got to be good at them.
Or you might see a Hog Log deck. You know, you never know.
Oh, that's my kind of style right there. Extremely low cost Hog Log deck. That's what I want to see. You know what I would love to see is someone just throw it out of the park, play that Giant Sparky. Where's Trainer? Where's Trainer Chris when you need him? Because you don't need Pump in that deck, and a lot of people don't play it, and people don't realize that, and it's very interesting to see a Giant Sparky deck that costs like 3.2 do work.
Elite Gaming has some heavy hitters in the starting lineup, though.
Oh, they're ripped. Elite Gaming is ripped. But so was Clash Wars, right? Clash Wars had really good tournament players, and that didn't mean anything for them. We were talking, like, it was kind of flipped the script, because earlier on, you know, the trophies didn't mean anything when Genesis, right? They didn't have as high level trophies as Clout, and they mopped the floor because they had
Clout in Crucible.
Or Crucible, yes. Sorry, Clout and Crucible. Crucible mopped the floor, and we had the reverse happen, right? So we had people who were really good in tournaments not win. Now, I said, I really feel like that came down to bans and not playing, like you said, not playing decks they were comfortable with. But that just means that we could have the same sort of thing happen here. And Genesis, people have been saying Crucible and Genesis, I've heard this all week, that those are the two underdog teams that people don't expect big things for them. So as a you know, when I hear things like that, my first instinct is, man, I want to see those teams do good. I want to see them prove everyone wrong. And so I'd be excited. I'd be excited to see Genesis put in work.
I think we're doing the next giveaway, I think.
Oh, yeah. Giveaways. Are they going to drop that link in the chat?
I see something. You going to post it up there? Okay.
Are we allowed to? We're allowed to start giveaways? We doing giveaways? We dropping cash?
Yeah, I saw it posted by it was posted by Clash Royale League. So Royale League, so we're good to go, guys. We're good to go.
Click on that form, sign up, $10 iTunes giveaway.
All right. So, and if you also look at this, like, okay, these two teams are pretty even in trophy averages. Yeah, 250 trophies, not a whole lot of difference. I mean, it is when you're higher up in trophies, but on the big scheme of things, that's not a huge difference, especially with like levels of people and stuff like that. So they're both playing at really high standard levels, I would say. Now, I think that Jay Monty is subbed out for Clark Kent, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I think I saw that somewhere in chat. So Clark Kent, you might be seeing Clark Kent in here. We have Godly Love, CMCQ, Clyde, like all these people are heavy hitters, and then you got the other side, Gigs, Sunlight, Gray, Jay, Skills. Like those guys are good heavy hitters as well. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a crazy intense match the whole way through.
Definitely, and I hope we see some like opposite matchups, right? So we're gonna see, we're gonna see the Giant, we're gonna see the Trifecta. The cards didn't get banned, so hopefully we see, not Giant versus Giant, but Giant versus the Trifecta. Who's gonna play Giant Poison better? Who's gonna play Trifecta better? In fact, we didn't talk about this in the last matchup, but I think it was smart for Nova to go Giant Poison, because arguably that's a lot stronger than any Trifecta deck. I feel like, yes, Trifecta is great in ladder, and everyone says, it's such a good, they see it all the time, and I agree with you, but I feel like as far as tournament goes, it's actually a weaker pick. I feel like the Minor Furnace, the Giant Poison, those are stronger tournament decks.
I think like the Expo Lumberjack is the best pick.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. That's stronger than Giant, hands down. In fact, you need a mirror in there because you really need to maximize your lumberjack usage. You got to double up on him.
No.
That way your first lumberjack's rage hits your
double,
second.
double,
There you go.
double expo rages. That'd be crazy.
Exactly. Expo is straight legit. Expo log combo, boys. Watch it. Hell yeah, go Hawks. That was oh man. Yo, and I love chat. Thanks for being awesome, chat. Giving all the teams you love hype. Keep giving them the hype in the chat. Don't call out other teams. Just hype up your team. That's really awesome. I'm excited to kind of see. I don't know a lot of the Genesis guys, mainly because a lot of them changed their names. I knew a lot of them before, but this starting lineup, I don't know a lot of them. So I'm kind of interested. Do you know any of these people, Stick?
Or for Genesis?
Yeah, for Genesis. Yeah, for Genesis.
Genesis, Giggs is probably the only one that for me I really personally oh no, yeah, for it's again Giggs is the only one I really know anything about. I've heard about skills in Sunlight, but I don't know what the cards they play mostly, so I'm really excited to see what kind of cards they play and what kind of deck styles they play. Like everybody knows about the Elite Gaming's lineup. Everybody knows what the cards they play. You know what style play, how effective they are in tournaments and stuff like that. But nobody really knows what Genesis is throwing to the table. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So,
really,
hey,
really
those Genesis boys
going to happen.
Definitely, those Genesis boys in the chat. Let us know. Let us know who we should be watching out for, who you guys are excited to see, Genesis, and what decks you're excited to see. Obviously, you don't have to give anything away, but if you're excited to see a certain player or a certain deck, and there's something we should be watching out for, something we should be talking about, let us know. Let us know.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know what people are known for in your starting lineup. Like what decks they're known for, what cards they're good with, and stuff like that. Like let us know different things so we can talk about them. We can talk about different things. So we can talk about like Godly Love, J Monty, CMC, like all these guys on Elite Gaming side all day long because there's so much to talk about with these guys. But there's nothing. I really want to talk about Genesis, but I don't know exactly what to talk about.
Yeah, especially because I feel like you guys are also you and Crucible were basically the underdogs. Well, okay, let's not put out Hammers. People are saying Hammers is one of the underdogs too. But as far as we know who Hammers Esports is. Come on, everyone knows Hammers Esports. So yeah, Genesis. They've been saying that they're low key strong. That we should watch out for them. I know some of the members not in the starting lineup, but some of them come by my stream and they're good players. They're like. I haven't especially at tournament levels too. So, pretty excited to see sort of what's gonna go down. People are saying Giant Love. People are saying we've been waiting for this moment to show that we're monstrous. Yo, Go Hawks won the first T-shirt giveaway. No way, Go Hawks! You won the first T-shirt giveaway.
Go Hawks in the house. Is Go Hawks in the house right now? Because the hype just got real. First, he pulls out the crazy Expo deck, and now he wins the first T-shirt giveaway. What?
In fact, I feel like it was karma, right? You win with an awesome deck, you get awesome prizes. Go Hawks! Yo, T-shirt hype in the chat. I love it.
So we're jumping into the first match here. We got Clyde versus Sunlight.
And we literally have no idea what these guys are about to play. So let's see. And they can't drop Pump as their first card either. That's even better. All right, Princess in the back, Ice Wizard in the back. Better play by Sun. Let's see how they follow up. Giant, there we go.
Another giant. This whole tournament has been giant.
This whole tournament has been giant. From the players to the clans to the cards. Mini pack of guards coming in on that left-hand side. Barbs, there we go. Barbs to shut it down.
How much work those guards do to those barbarians?
Unexpectedly, actually, they pretty much shut him down, and they only cost 3. Great counter with the cannon in the middle. Shuts down the
cannon.
Yep, shuts down the giant.
Now Clyde is trying to run that giant poison deck without an elixir pump, which could throw him behind. Like he's already behind an elixir, which could turn out to be really bad.
True, but I almost feel like Sunlight's playing it too. We haven't seen, there it is. We haven't seen the Hog, but there's the Giant. 2 Giant Poison decks. They must have been watching the matches earlier. No, they know Giant Poison is strong, and they're trying to take advantage of it. The thing is going to come down to which low-cost deck can get a great counter in.
I mean, looks like the Barbarians are going to cost a lot for Clyde to use, so that could be the downfall for him. Just because they're 5 elixir to drop them, and he has guards at 3 elixir, mini Pekka, which is 4. Like, you can drop guards, and you can drop a zap, and they should be able to take care of the Barbarians. Like, you know what I mean? And then cycle it for other things as well.
Oh, no, definitely. And I think it'll come down to if Sunlight can really pull that off ahead of time, so that way he can drop his Giant and let it get to tower. He's going to get a lot of damage out. Great counter against the mini Pekka by the guards. Doing work.
This is a great even match that we got here. Not really anybody's got to the towers, so this is looking really, really even.
Yeah, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Both people are trying to slow roll their troops. I'm waiting for the line change, right? So when you have matches like this that are super even, it's whoever switches their cards up at the right time that gets that right counter, puts in work. So far, Sunlight has gotten some decent damage off. He got a great push there, but he's susceptible to the counter push.
Coming in.
Double Giant Poison coming in, hits everything, misses with a cannon. So lucky there, that poison, that cannon pulls it away. Can the Musketeer stop the mini Peck in time? Nope, unfortunately it'll get shut down by the enemy's poison.
The Musketeer there for the counter the mini Pekka. You got a push coming with the Barbarians and the Musketeer. This could be a decent push. You might have to drop a poison there to stop that push, but he does not. He just tries to take out the Musketeer. That's the biggest threat there in that whole push is the Musketeer.
Definitely, and that enemy's poison, look at the value he got out of that. He shut down the Ice Wizard, he shut down the Archers. Great value of the poison.
And the Princess is still alive there.
Exactly, Clyde is really making the most out of his troops. His troops are he's getting the most out of those low elixir troops, and when you don't have pump, that makes a huge difference.
Archers haven't seen all this whole clan war, I should say. I keep on saying tournament, but it's a clan war.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen them, and they've actually been doing okay. Sunlight's been using them to counter the Princess, and even though they cost 3, he is getting some poke damage with them. Unfortunately, he lost him to the poison last time, though, and that's really set him back.
Gotcha.
It just seems like Sunlight keeps having to split his troops to pull, and he can't really get the damage he wants to on one tower. It's also weird that he's dropping his Giant a little bit higher up. If you've noticed that, he hasn't been dropping his Giant in the very back, he's been dropping it in the middle. Now that gives him less time to make a push, but it's a slightly faster push, but I don't know if that's really been working for him.
That Poison's just going to win the game for Clyde. It might end up in a draw, though, if he does not get anything to the tower.
Yeah, you know what? Clyde really needs to be looking for that second double Giant push. He made it work once before. If he can make it work again, it's going to be game. Here we go, Giant making its way to tower.
Right here.
Poison, 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits off that Giant, and that's game.
Clyde does take the win there. But it was a really good game. It was a really good match. They both played really well. The Archers and the the way that Clyde was using his poison was way more effective than the way that Sunlight was using his poison, and that's I think what gave him the game. That Princess was a great add to the deck because it just took care of the guard situation and the Archers. Like it just took out the counters that he had for his Giant.
Definitely, and we've already seen, we knew Elite Gaming was going to be strong. We knew they were going to come out hard, and they already took their first match. I will say, though, I did expect it to be more of an upset. I expected Elite Gaming to come out and sort of take the match really fast, and he basically got countered. They were countered 1-for-1 each game. It wasn't until Clyde started switching up his rotation, and really that double Giant push. He really made use of that double Giant push to win that game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what. I mean, I kind of want to see other decks besides Giant decks, but I mean they're working really well, so I can see why people are using them.
Definitely, I was a little bit surprised that we saw Minor Pump instead of Minor Giant. I mean, obviously, I wanted to see the Pump ban just to see how it threw the game, but they're proving that the Pump isn't really necessary in Giant Poison to make the game a good match.
This is gonna be a good one. CMC versus Gray.
Here you go, your boy CMC. He is the favorite to win. Everyone knows that he puts in work, that he's a great tournament player, can make an upset. Valk, that's classic trifecta there. Could it be? Or is it gonna be Giant Poison? Oh, nice! We see the Inferno Tower come out, shuts down the Hog minions. Great counter by Gray.
He doesn't have anything to really push with that Valkyrie, so the Valkyrie just goes up there by itself. I mean, he countered it really well, but the Valkyrie wasn't used for any value, you know?
Yeah, and he was forced to shut down his mini P.E.K.K.A. with Fire Spirits, so he didn't really get the value out of them. Guards, such good value against that mini P.E.K.K.A. That puts CMU up to Elixir.
It starts off slow, and then you start building more and more of Elixir advantage. That's what happens in matches. Like, people start countering too much, they overcommit on things, or they over-counter, and it puts them back farther and farther, and then they wonder why they're behind.
Yeah, exactly, and you know what? It only takes 2 Elixir to start that upset.
Yeah, it does. Now we got a little decent of a pusher with the Valkyrie on one side of Princess on the other side. What is he gonna back up? Oh, Goblin Barrel coming in hot.
Oh my goodness! So his main damage dealer is basically the Goblin Barrel Miner. He's basically, instead he doesn't have that Miner. So this makes me feel like Gray definitely plays Miner, and since he doesn't have Miner, he's just gonna substitute for a mini P.E.K.K.A. or sort of like Valk Goblin Barrel push. But that means his counters have to be on point. They have to be really good.
Now,
I think.
But now, like, the Zap is just to be saved for the or Fire Spirits. Like, he has to really figure out what he needs to use. You know what I mean? Like, he can't just he has to bait the Zap. Like, he just baited the Zap right there, right? Now he's getting ready for the Goblin Barrel run. Now the Fire Spirits are wasted, so this would be the perfect opportunity for him to throw Goblin Barrel over the attack.
Exactly, and you know what? That's the kind of high-level play that makes these players so good, right? Gray knows he has the Zap. He knows he has stuff like that, and like you said, he just baited it all out. There comes the Goblin Barrel. He's forced to use guards to stop it, which means he's going to get damage out of that tower. CMC was able to cycle.
Decent amount of damage. Decent amount of damage right there.
That's the thing with Goblin Barrel. It's all a mind game. You play the counters, you force your opponents to use cards that they don't want to use, that they want to hold on to, and then they're playing down the whole game. They're playing scared, right? CMC is playing scared because he has to save his Zap. He has to save his Fire Spirits, and then, oh crap, there's Inferno. He has to use it, you know? So it's forcing you. So this is a really great deck by Gray. I love it.
Very unique deck. You don't usually see these decks.
No, and you know what? It's so good. It's basically an anti-meta deck, right? He's got the Inferno for the Giant. It stops the Giant, it stops the Hog, and if he can bait those Zaps, he can bait those Fire Spirits. In fact, most people won't even have both Zap and Fire Spirit. I haven't seen most of them because of pumps and stuff. He can really make use of his Goblin Barrel. And if anything, this is one of the harder matchups. CM finally getting some damage on that right side tower. He's got to watch this counter push though. I'm expecting the minions to come out. There we go. Preemptive Princess to stop minions. Instead, he plays Ice Wizard. Good move. Weird for Gray to play those Fire Spirits on the left-hand side. The Zap shuts down the chip damage though.
Now we got a
and now he can mini P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Barrel. There it is.
Goblin Barrel gonna come in as he does. Does he have the Zap open? He has Fire Spirits available.
Yes, and he has the Zap.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, great damage. 600 damage on tower.
So far.
Now he's got to stop this Hog though. 1 hit, 2 hits, 2 hits off the Hog. It's a really close game. It looks like Gray has it, but it's a really
Goblin Barrel
close
this rest of the game.
That's the problem though, right? When you start getting in those things where, look, he's been winning by playing a certain way, and if you start playing differently to try to win the game, that's the kind of stuff that loses you games. So he's really got to think about how he's going to play this. Because yes, he's winning, but he's also taking damage on that right-hand side. So how is he going to switch up his rotation to win it without losing that tower? He's sitting at 10 elixir.
I'm going to say right now, with that Zap on that Goblin, the Fire Spirits, it's so hard to Zap Fire Spirits right.
Oh, definitely. They're really fast, and you know, one mess up and you just lost Fire Spirits. Almost getting the poke damage.
Trying to get that chip damage with that Princess. Now CMC looks like he might be trying to just get that draw. Like he might not. He knows he's probably not gonna be able to get this win, just because of the fact that he has so much defense against that Hog Rider push.
Well, if I was CMC, I don't know. I don't know about the draw. CMC, he keeps getting the push in. You're right, though. It could be just a distraction. There we go. Princess finally gets some chip damage on that left-hand side. It's only going to take one good
Somebody
barrel.
screwed up their zap right there and zapped right in the middle. If you missed that, it's right in the middle of the arena. So somebody messed their zap up.
Oh, I don't know who it was.
That was, but that could be a game changer right there just because they screwed up the zap.
Yeah, that's just a free waste of 2 elixir.
He's trying to get that
Nice.
princess chip damage.
Great play by CM. He knew the princess was coming. He dropped the Ice Wizard right away, and he's going for the kill right here with the mini P.E.K.K.A. Oh, shut down by the zap. Really, really smart though. Look he made him waste a lot of his stuff in the beginning so then he could play the hog. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to take it. Goblin Barrel to put away the game, possibly? He misplaced the zap! There it is! Oh my goodness! Yo!
He ghetto
Ray
bailed him.
with the upset takes the win. He got him to misplay the zap, and those stabby goblins just put the game away. Oh man. Oh man. GG.
Ghetto barrel for the win, guys.
Yo. I'm gonna agree with you, Stick. I'm gonna say that CMC was going for the draw, and you know, that one misplay, man, that one misplay lost him the game. That is so awesome. That's so crazy. Looking like we're tied up. We're 1-1. Genesis Elite Gaming.
That was an intense match. The way that ended right there was just ridiculously sick. Like how he baited the zap with that Goblin Barrel, like, and he predicted the Goblin Barrel to be thrown down top, so he zaps it, but it was not there, so that just screwed up the game. He had to drop minions, but minions were too late because he got the zap off on his minions, taking the tower out. Because goblins do a crazy amount of damage.
Definitely. And you know what? I would just like to highlight that everyone's been saying that, you know, Genesis wouldn't win, and that, you know, basically Elite Gaming was going to have basically a what's it called? A shutout. They're going to shut him out, especially because people were expecting CMC, you know, to really win his match. He's a really good player. And so I love seeing that upset right there at the very end. What a great game.
So we got this next match coming with Godly Love versus Giggs, which is Law, by the way.
Okay, awesome. So Giggs is Law?
Yeah. The people were saying in chat. I think that's the name he's known for or something.
So Godly Love is playing a giant deck. Giggs, we haven't really seen yet. He's got the Valkyrie, he's got the Princess. It could either be, it's most likely, oh. I almost wonder if this is another Goblin Barrel deck. Nope, it's a Hog. There we go. Hog deck coming in.
That Inferno's going to shut down the whole Poison Giant deck.
I know. I'm so glad that people were smart enough to start to throw Inferno in their deck for that. They knew that the Giant was coming. They saw it win last game, and so a lot of them are playing Inferno. In fact, if you've noticed, Genesis are playing a lot of the same cards. Valk, Inferno, Stab Goblin, Zap. Their whole team is basically playing a very, very close variations of the same deck. There's the Inferno Tower to stop the Giant. Yep, that Giant is not even going to get to the tower. And the Inferno Tower's going to shut down the Giant and the mini P.E.K.K.A. Well played. Great counters by Giggs. I'm just going to call him Law.
We got a Hog Rider with Fire Spirits coming behind. He's probably going to zap those Fire Spirits. No, he just lets him take into the Knight's face. The Hog Rider gets 2 hits off on the tower there. All he did was drop a Knight. I think he should have done a little bit more to stop the damage, but he was trying to set up for this balloon push right here.
Yep, here we go. Balloon incoming. Balloon Giant. You said you wanted to see it. Here it is.
Freeze coming in hot.
Yo, this is an extremely old school Hog cycle deck. A Hog deck with Inferno and Freeze. It's really lucky that Godly is playing Giant and Balloon, because if he can really get rid of that the Inferno, right? If he can bait out the Inferno, if only he was playing Princess instead of Ice Wizard, this might have been a lot, like, he might have had a way better chance at sneaking in a Balloon, sneaking in a Giant to tower. That Poison, though, putting in work. Here we go. Knight Mini P.E.K.K.A. He learned from his mistakes, but there's the freeze.
Hog Rider.
Two
Oh my
hits.
goodness, it's going to do a lot of damage.
3 hits.
That's it as well. This counter push could be deadly though.
Yeah, Law really went all in there. He really needs to cycle back. There we go, to that Inferno Tower. Unfortunately, he had to play it in the poison. I wish he would have played it off to the right, especially because the balloon was already out. He might have been able to keep it alive. All he needs is one great counter push, one great freeze push here, though, and it's game. There's the giant Ice Wizard. He's not going to be able to effectively stop the Hog. Drop the freeze. There it is, one hit. He only needs one more hit. Double zap, and the last hit, Law takes it.
That was crazy. That freeze Hog Rider still works, man.
Yeah, wow, especially with these bans. No pump, nothing, just freeze Hog. That's really awesome because nobody's playing it, right? Nobody's playing freeze anymore, and so no one's really good at playing against it. I love when people don't know what to do because they're not playing against the cards. Such a good move by Law. And now Genesis is leading it, boys. Now Genesis is leading it.
But that's what happens. Like, okay, so in matches when people like get super cocky and say like we're gonna overrun this match, we're gonna take them all out. Then you get super confident and you drop your guards down. You know what I mean? You drop you take away like your skill portion of your thinking and just put in like I'm just gonna play this like I normally would any match.
Definitely. What the one thing I will say is that basically every clan has said that. They're all saying,
no, I know.
You don't even know how good
some of their best players have lost because of that stuff.
Agreed. In fact, a lot of really good players have lost to players that we didn't even expect.
All right, so we got Jay versus Clark Kent coming in here. Clark Kent has already dropped the furnace down.
Ouch, he dropped it up high and it's gonna get wrecked by that princess. But it's also definitely interesting to see that furnace. I wonder if he's playing, you know, sort of a furnace giant, a furnace mortar deck. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more mortar actually. It's a lot stronger than you would think it would be in tournament play right now. There's the Lava Hound. He really needed to take advantage of that furnace, though.
It's a great combo.
Yeah, exactly. But now he wasted a lot of elixir and he doesn't have the furnace to show for it. Unfortunately, that Mini P.E.K.K.A. ran in front of the giant. That hurts for sure.
Furnace coming in hot, taking out those guards. No, it will not. Oh my gosh, there's a powerful guard.
Wow.
There,
that one guard is still alive, putting in work. 5 hits, 6 hits out of that giant. And the cannon to stop the Lava Hound. Great plays by Jay.
Bullseye.
This is already looking like another match for Genesis. Clark Kent's got to really come back. He's got to make better plays with those furnaces, with that furnace, and then really get the value out of that Lava Hound.
Mini P.E.K.K.A. Hopefully he doesn't get to the tower. Is he gonna let it hit it? Oh my gosh. He just lets it get a free hit on the tower. I think
Clark.
he didn't have anything to set up. He needed to set up a push, so he just let that happen. But now, see, he sets up the Lava Hound on one side. Jay is just gonna go for a giant push on the other side. That's how you stop the Lava Hound support. You just put a giant on the other. You just start pushing on the other side.
True, but I think what Clark is going to do here is sort of ignore that side and see if he can pull those troops over and then really make the push on his side count. But I agree with you. It would have almost been smarter to play the furnace in the very back left-hand side, Lava Hound on the same side, and force some of those giant troops away from tower. Here we go, Mini P.E.K.K.A. incoming. Stopped by the guards. Will the princess be enough to shut it down with the skeletons? And it is, but there is a cannon.
Those lava pups did a lot of damage there.
Yep, Lava Hound at tournament level is really good. Pompeo is definitely known for making it hurt. And now Clark is in the lead. Oh, wow.
That's what makes the Lava Hound a legendary. It's not the fact that it's the Lava Hound, it's the lava pups.
Definitely, the lava pumps are what do your damage, and you're basically not stopping, unless you have Inferno, you're not stopping that Hound from getting to its destination. You really have to pull it away because it just has so much health. It's like a B-52 bomber. Just walks in no matter what your artillery is and then drops those bombs before it goes down.
Uh-oh, that could be game right there with the giant. Poison is gonna
Two shots down.
Whoever gets the poison first, that's game. Clark is gonna take the win because he got the poison down first.
And there it is, just like you said. Clark got his poison down first. He had the elixir to do it, and he took the game. It really was looking like Jay had that game the whole time. I don't know if it was just sort of a choke on those cannon placements. He didn't pull the Lava Hound as effectively. He didn't really use his zaps effectively against the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Skeletons, and that really evened up the game. So now we're tied 2-2. I love it. It all comes down to the last match. The grudge comes down to the last match.
Like this is the most even war we've seen so far.
And you know what? That's interesting because Elite Gaming is one of the favorites to take the whole league, right? So Genesis is just proving that they're going to be a tough contender in this league.
So Skills is up next against Mal. Their match is starting right now. We got a Fire Spirit. Is it Mal?
Yeah, Mal.
We got a Hog Rider drop down. But
and it got 3 hits. Wow.
This looks like it's going to be a trifecta without a pump.
It's looking like a double trifecta matchup. Very interesting to see the Tesla come up there. Not going to stop the Hog because of the Valkyrie, but the Musketeer. We were talking, you know what, this is something we were talking about ahead of game. When it comes down to a trifecta matchup, when you have 2 players that are playing trifecta, whoever is using their Musketeer, whoever's playing their Musketeer really good, that's the person that's winning, and Mal is doing it here. He dropped that Muskie in the back, he got the damage in, and he walked it all the way up to the front, got 2 shots off on tower, and now he's ahead down in 1 elixir, but ahead almost in half damage of a tower.
Yeah, let's get some hype in who you want to win. Do you want Mal to win or do you want Skills to win? Let's get some hype in the chat, guys. This is the final match. This is going to be deciding who takes the victory for this clan war. So we got a kind of like a trifecta push coming up. He's going to get the Hog Rider in there. Yep, trifecta push coming up here with the Valkyrie, Hog Rider, Musketeer. Mini P.E.K.K.A. to pull the Musketeer.
He slips the Hog into tower, though.
Hog Rider is going to get a bunch of hits on the tower right here. One more hit. Woo! A lot of damage coming in there.
You know what? This is the thing I love about Hog, and if you come by my stream, I say it every day, all day. Hog is one of those decks that you can't even count out with 15 seconds left on the clock. It's one of those decks where it only takes 1 good Hog push, 1 slip Hog into tower to take half a tower, to take a whole tower, to upset the match, to win the game, and that's why Hog is so dangerous.
So we're getting split in here, guys. We got people saying that they want Mal to win. We got Skills wants to win. So this is going to come down to who makes the biggest mistake here, because it's still pretty even. 8-18 left on one tower and 12-14 left on the other tower. I don't know who's going to take the win here.
I'm not sure of this. Oh man, that last second lure, on the Hog, such a good play. Skills will get the burn damage from that pump.
Ice Spirit's just demolished that Musketeer. Ice Spirit coming in. That Hog Rider does not end up getting to the tower, but we got another Musketeer down. Is he going to drop his Hog Rider and try to go for another time?
Yep, he's going for the kill. Musketeer is going to do a really good damage on that Tesla. He only needs 1 Hog hit. He does get to tower. 1 hit on... No,
the Zap stops it.
It's looking like this game is going to come down to poisons again, so people need to be very wary about how they're using their poison, what their elixir at, when they can drop it.
What if a team bans poison, man?
You know what? That is something that we haven't seen yet, and it would be a weird ban because it's not something you would think to ban, and I would love to see that and see how that affects the game.
Great Ice Spirit. Did you just see that Ice Spirit? That Ice Spirit stopped the Hog Rider in its tracks, man.
Ice Spirit is one of those cards that's so dangerous, especially because it costs 1. I feel like Mal has been really hit and miss with those Ice Spirits. He's got some extremely good ones, like you just said, but he's also had some where it's kind of just a waste of 1 elixir. And I feel like if he keeps getting good value out of them, he would have won the game already.
Nice pull with that cannon. That cannon was great placement, by the way.
Yep, got double hits from both towers. Skills is looking like he's gonna take it by poison alone. Mini P.E.K.K.A. push incoming. Fire Spirits are gonna shut down the Skeletons. Valkyrie. The zap. 1 hit on tower.
Oh my goodness.
No, shut down at the very end by the Musketeer, but look at that. Skills had to waste all his defense on that, and now Mouth is up 2 elixir. Mouth has to make this push count before that poison comes in. Skills, what are you gonna do to counter? Wasted zap? It did not matter. Skills with the BM. Did you see that? He did that on purpose, dropping that zap because he knew he knew his poison was going to win the game. Dang.
He was looking in trouble for a minute, though. He almost got that mini P.E.K.K.A almost hit the tower. If that would have happened, it would have been game.
Yeah, in fact, that was really scary. Skills basically wasted all his defense and all his elixir to stop that push. So he was literally banking his win on that poison. And if Malphazide could have made his push a little bit faster, could have rushed in there, he definitely could have lost.
Yeah, now we only have one more matchup to come, right?
Yep, we're going down to Alpha and Hammer Esports. It's going to be absolutely insane. Yo, but first of all, shout out to my boys at Genesis. Oh my goodness, people were saying that you were nothing in this league, boys. I heard it time and time again on my stream, on Twitter, and you just took down Elite Gaming. Took down arguably one of the most, loved clans to win this, voted for clans to win this whole league. Well played, guys. Well freaking played.
Yeah, I mean that was intense. Like I thought honestly that the Elite Gaming was just gonna roll over Genesis, just for the fact that they had so many heavy hitters in the matchup. But like we said before, people come in there super hot headed, thinking that they're gonna be so great, and then they get taken out because their gameplay isn't on point.
Exactly. When you're in a league like this, you really need to bring it. And those first matches, man, are really upset. I love how Elite Gaming took the first matches, and Genesis was like, "Nah, man, don't even worry. Don't even worry. We're not even sweating right now. We're the underdogs. We've got no pressure. This is all us." And then they came back and took it.
Yeah, it's like honestly, like the greatest thing is just to be like relaxed and don't. It doesn't matter if you've been like the top player in the world. It doesn't matter if you've been like winning 15,000 card tournaments. Like it just honestly be humble about it and just go in with like thinking I'm just okay at the game. Like don't think you're super good, because then you can go in there with too putting yourself on too much of a stare. So when you lose or you get in a tough situation, you start panicking because you know if you lose, you're gonna get so much heat for it.
Definitely, and it's one of those things where having that level-headed mindset really brings a good thing for your team too, right? Because then your whole team, they're not worried about losing that match. I feel like, when big teams with great players, they lose their first match and they see their best players lose a match, then the whole team is kind of in that, that dang, like, we really have to win and the pressure's on, and it makes it a lot harder to play the game versus people like Genesis when they're like, no, we know we're good. We're not worried about losing one or two matches. We're going to win it. We're going to win it. We're going to win it. And, they're out for blood. And in this game, when you're out for blood, you win the game. And it's because you're not making those mistakes. You're making great plays. You see your opponents playing cards. You see when they make mistakes, and you can capitalize on it.
All right, so this match is going to be a little interesting. We got Alpha versus Hammer Esports. Shout out to Hammer Esports for putting this whole thing on, though, honestly.
Hey, the marshals have been really great. All the people running it. It's been such a great league so far. Great day. Hopefully we'll get a lot of the it's the first time we're running the league. So hopefully all the bugs that we have happen today, we can get them all worked out and only make it better every week. So yeah, shout out to Hammer Esports for sure. Give them some love in the chat. We've got Alpha versus Hammer Esports in the last team match of the day. And you know Hammer Esports are the underdogs for this. You guys already know people are looking out for Trainer Chris. They're looking out for Bright Light. Those are some of the big players in Alpha. And
don't forget about Hammer Esports.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. Hammer is definitely the underdog. Arguably,
I mean, Hammer's got some heavy hitters there.
I will say they've got full frontage. They've got backstab. And they've got Naruto. No one talks about Naruto. I don't know why, because he's really good. Naruto's a really good player. One of those players that's good under pressure, which is it's one of those things that's rare to have, right? There's a lot of people who are good, but not
was
good
supposed to play in this thing. Is he on one of the rosters? I forget if he is.
I believe yes, I believe he's on Nova's roster, but he's not in the starting lineup for today.
Okay, so he is playing on somebody's team. He's just not in for today.
Yeah, he's not on this first one.
Okay. That's what people were asking in chat. So I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say that Pompeo was going to be on somebody's roster, but they're not in the starting lineup. It makes a lot of sense. Now,
it does make a lot of sense not to put him in the lineup too, because you want to be like, hey, we're good as a team. It's not just one player.
Yeah. So I think the two heavy hitters from Hammer Esports is back. Well, there's probably three I would say that I know of is Backstab, Naruto, and Full Frontage is probably the three main people you're going to look out for in this starting lineup. Trainer Chris, Trainer Garrett, and Bright Light are probably the three on the other side. And
Yeah, definitely.
what I would say.
Giant. People got to be afraid of Giant from Alpha's lineup. I know a lot of their players are really good with Giant. Yo, shout out to Blue Zero. Blue Zero won the iTunes gift card. What's good? What is good? Yo, give me some hype.
Blue Zero, hype, hype, hype.
Let me put your name in here. Yo, Blue Zero, you won the $10 gift card. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Super, super awesome. Yep. And all right, so guys, we're coming on to the final series of the day. The bans are up. Giant is banned. There we go. Giant Minor. This is probably the two bans that we're going to see most in the league. Hopefully, we'll see some exciting stuff like Poison, like you said, Stick. I think that would be really cool. And
Poison
Furnace
is
would be
won
weird.
2 matches already.
Yeah, it's come down to the Poison, to that chip damage. And it's really, because it's one of those things that you don't think about right away. But after today, and after hearing you say that, I guarantee some people will be like, oh, you know what? That's not bad. Like, maybe we want to use the Giant, but, you know, we want to get rid of that Poison so we can hinder, you know, stuff like Trifecta and stuff like Giant Poison. Really smart to ban the Giant against people like Trainer Chris, though, and against the Alpha Boys. Dude, I think that's a great ban. Hopefully that doesn't hinder the Hammer Sports guys. I'm not sure exactly what they're really good at playing. I expect to see a lot of Trifecta. I know a lot of people were saying they're going to be playing Trifecta, so maybe we'll see that.
So I think we're still waiting for the deck submissions. So I think we're I don't know what kind of decks people are gonna run because there's no Giant, there's no Minor. Obviously, we're gonna see a lot of Hog Riders like we did the first matchup. The first one when it was Cloud versus Crucible, I think it was the first matchup. We saw a lot of Hog Rider decks because there was no Giant and no Minor. Wasn't that same ban list?
Yes, it was, and we saw a lot of Trifecta, but Trifecta variants. So we saw the Musketeer, the Valkyrie used in a lot of decks, even not necessarily, you know, Hog. Remember, there was that Prince deck. You know what? I want to see. I'm still gunning for it. I still want to see the Mortar Cannon. In a match like this, Mortar Cannon can be really good. You can have Mortar Cannon and sort of Stab Goblins, and as long as you're preemptive, you're going to win any Trifecta deck match, right? You let the Trifecta come to you, you prepare for it in advance, you stop the Musketeer with the Goblins, you lure the Hog with the Cannon, and then you just watch your opponent's freaking grumbling face after they have to sit there and watch that Mortar do damage to their tower. Hit them with that a few times, and it's your game.
Yeah, for sure. And somebody just said in chat that Alpha is godly with the Trifecta.
Ooh, here we go. So you already know Alpha's going to be playing it then. The question is, who do they give it to? Who do they give it to? Because not everyone can play the same cards. So they have to give it to the player that's going to feel most at home with it, and the other players are going to get hurt. So that's the real question.
Yeah, I feel like like you're saying, who they're going to give it to is going to make the biggest difference in the whole matchup. Are they going to give it to their strongest player, or are they going to give it to the weakest player? Because their strongest player might be able to be good without that Trifecta. Their weakest player might need the Trifecta to be good.
Exactly. And that's really, 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 really important. And while we're here, guys, yo, I just want to shout out, I've been telling you guys to do this in chat all the time. Shout out your favorite clans in chat. Give them the love that they deserve. Ash Royale, I know it was Alpha. That was my bad. Pompeo was been hanging out in Alpha. Yo, shout out to all the clans in the league. Everyone that came out today. I hope you guys come out every week and support your team and support the stream and the league itself. This is so awesome. So yeah, we've got just shout out to all the clans, guys. Give all your clans love in the chat. Clan love in the chat.
Pompeo got dark. Wait, no. Pompeo isn't in Nova. He's in
Alpha.
He's in Alpha. Okay.
But yeah, we had Clout Gaming, or we had Clout. We had Crucible. We had Clash Wars. We had Nova. We have Hammer Esports right now against Alpha. We had Elite Gaming versus Genesis. Shout out to all those clans, guys. Thank you so much for coming out and being part of the league. You know, just a huge thanks, especially to the community organizers who are in the Discord, right? And you're basically the front for your clan, and you do all the work ahead of time, and you deal with all the BS on the Twitters. Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Shout out to all you guys.
Bro,
Love
I
it.
see so much like smack talk on Twitter, guys. Have you seen it? Have you seen it, Brown Bag? I've been seeing it so much this whole week. Like
Oh,
everybody's
man.
like, "Nah, my clan's gonna win. Nah, my clan's gonna win. Nah, dude, freaking, what's his name's gonna CMC Hugh's gonna wreck you guys. Nah, Trainer Chris is gonna wreck you or something like that. You know, like with different people, even though they didn't play each other, but different people. Like I just named 2 names for instance, but like they're talking so much smack about like who's gonna win, who's not gonna win, how much better they are than other people. Like that's good. That's good stuff. But I mean, at the end of it all, guys, it's all fun. It's all game.
Man, it's the game. It's a ladder. We're not about bashing, but we do love the Smash Talk, man. Shout out your favorite teams on Twitter. Retweet them. Get the grudges going. You know, we know that people are gonna be talking after today's matchup, especially for some of the upsets, right? For Crucible beating Clout, Nova beating Clash Wars. We know there's gonna be some trash talk there. Hit it up on Twitter, retweets, like it. Shout out Clash Royale League. Show it all some love on social media. We'd love to get a lot more people out here, a lot more people watching this because it's absolutely awesome.
And Genesis beating Elite Gaming. Like who?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yes. Genesis beating Elite Gaming. Yo, Genesis, people were talking you out of the running all day. All day. And you came and smashed Elite Gaming at the very end. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, let's check out these starting lineups.
Yeah, like I said, we got Trainer Chris, who's already he already has his name for being one of the first people to ever win a 15,000 card tournament. So that you already know he's a good tournament player.
Exactly.
And you got Backstab from the other side, who won. I think it was Hammer Esports put on a tournament, and Backstab won the whole thing and won a prize pool. So he's already a good tournament player as well.
Yeah, these are clans that aren't just big on ladder, but are good in tournaments. So it's yes, Hammer Esports is sort of the underdog, more of not because they have like a bad lineup or anything, but just because people weren't talking about them, right? People were talking about Elite Gaming, they were talking about Nova, they were talking about Clash Wars. We didn't hear, and Alpha for that matter, but we didn't hear as much about Genesis. We didn't hear as much about Crucible. We didn't hear as much as about Hammers. Hammers even said they knew we were kind of the underdog coming into this. Or as more as like, you know, people know us as an organization, but they don't know that we freaking destroy in tournaments, that we're good, and we're gonna show that we are. So I'm excited for that.
It should be a crazy match. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I want to see who they match up against each other, what the lineups are, because I want to see if like I would like to see Backstab versus Trader Chris. Honestly.
I feel like that would be the big grudge match. That'd be really cool. All the chat is blowing up for Naruto. They want to see Naruto play. They want to see Full Frontage play. Definitely want to see Full Frontage play. Love that guy. Love to see him play in the starting lineup where the pressure is hot.
There's so many good players in this tournament. It's so hard to see who you want to see match up, because Trainer Chris versus Naruto would be awesome. Freaking Bright Light versus Full Frontage would be sick. Bright Light versus Backstab. Like all these different matchups would be awesome, but we can only have one. So that's the problem.
Exactly. Oh, man. Ah, Full Frontage with the I see you, sucker. What's up, man? He's in chat. You better get out of chat and get your head into this game, Full Frontage. People are already counting you out. Yo. Because they've already said, you know, Alpha's godly with Trifecta. I wonder, and we know that Giant's banned. I really wonder what Hammer Esports is gonna be thinking right now. Like, what are they going? Are they gonna try to fight the Trifecta match? Is that what they're gonna go
first
for?
Match is up. We got the first match going right now. Sorry to cut you off, man.
It's all good. We got Backstab versus Iza. Let's go.
I don't know what that name is.
I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say Iza the whole time.
That's what I was gonna do the same thing you did. And I was like, is it?
No, I know what it is. All right, we got the double pump play coming in from the back. Yo, Princess coming in on this right side. Valk on the left. Who's gonna make the stronger push, and then which side is it gonna go down? Shout it in the chat real quick. Right or left side? Let's go. Ice Wizard shuts down that right side, and it looks like left side is gonna be making the push. And I spoke too soon. Hog Rider coming in on the right-hand side. Is it gonna shut down the Inferno? Yes, just in time with that zap. He's gonna get 1 hit, 2 hits off tower, 1 hit on tower.
Lava Hound deck, this is the second Lava Hound deck we've seen in the tournament so far. And they've both done the first one did pretty well. It didn't win the match, but it did pretty well.
Definitely. And so Iza from Alpha, you're seeing, like they said, they're godly with the trifecta, so you're seeing that trifecta variant. This was the thing I was talking about. I wasn't sure what Hammers was gonna do. I'm excited to see that they're playing Lava Hound. That's awesome. Lava Hound Mini Peck, a great deck. Unless Iza has something for these pups. A Zap. So a Zap's gonna stop them before they can do a lot of damage, and it's looking like we're about to be a really even match.
Trying to do that Valkyrie Hog Rider push, but the Inferno just counters the whole thing.
Yeah, the Inferno's extremely strong. At least he got the Valkyrie to take most of the damage, so he can still get Hog the Tower and get a hit off.
And he can't save his Zap for the Inferno because he has to waste it on Lava Pups.
Let's go.
Yeah, and that's what makes Lava Hound so strong, right? It's just like that Goblin Barrel deck where you make them bait. You know they have to play the cards for better value, and so you're gonna get the damage. Like you know that Hound's getting the tower, you know the pups are getting damage, and if you can get that Mini Peck in there too, oh my goodness, you could really put away a tower. There we go, great poison
the
by
damage
Iza.
from the Lava Pups.
Now he can start using that Zap for attack. If he keeps using the poison for the pups, it's only if he's gonna play another card, right? So if Backstab isn't playing that Mini P.E.K.K.A, he isn't playing something basically to go with it, then that poison move isn't gonna be as effective.
Iza's playing the right match against this Lava Hound deck. They're stopping the push by counter pushing the other side. So they're stopping the elixir build by Backstab. So Backstab's not being able to set up his push with his Lava Hound, which is throwing him a little bit behind. But I mean, he's still gonna come back here. Ooh, guards in the front. I didn't even know he was running guards.
Yeah, great play right there. There's only 5 seconds left.
This could be it right here.
So much damage. The Zap's gonna shut it down. Mini P.E.K.K.A makes it to the tower, and that's game.
That's the power of the Lava Hound right there.
In fact, I don't even think Iza saw the Mini P.E.K.K.A, guys. It was so sneaky. It was right under the basically that cloud of troops. By the time he realized it was there, he couldn't react, and it was over. Yes. Let's get that Hammer hype in the chat. Hammer taking the first
Somebody said bad deck. It's not even trifecta. They can't play trifecta because only one person on their team can play trifecta. Every deck has to have 2 different kind of cards in it. Now, the only problem is it's a form of trifecta, meaning the thing that makes a trifecta deck is the Hog Valkyrie Musketeer. That's trifecta. Everything else isn't trifecta.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're forced. So if Alpha, guys, this is what we're talking about. If Alpha's players are all trifecta players and they're used to playing it, right? They can't all play trifecta in the tournament. They have to have a 2-card difference, and so they have to. Maybe they decided Iza was one of their weaker players. They felt like he was gonna lose, and they gave him like a weaker deck, or maybe they felt he was strong, and so they gave him the weaker deck. But they can't be basically. They can't all play the same deck.
Yeah, and I mean, what makes trifecta is the Valkyrie Musketeer Hog Rider. It's the other cards. You can substitute the poison out for a fireball. You can substitute the skeletons for goblins or minions or whatever you else want to substitute in there. The thing that makes the trifecta is that the combo. You know what I mean? The 3-card combo.
The trifecta combo. So we've already seen Alpha's down 1. We're jumping into the second match right now. It's your boy Naruto versus Will.
Will win.
Great name. He's
And
already
will he
set himself
win?
up for victory. Yeah, the question, will Will win? I don't know. But we will find out.
Poison on the pump. Great job with that.
Did you see the Ice
getting on the
Spirit?
pump with one. Ice Spirit is an underrated card, man. It does so much work. It freezes for 2 seconds. This is a deadly counter push right here, though.
Nice, the Zap to shut it down so it won't be able to rush in. No, it still got the double hit. Wow, 3, 4, 5!
The Zap,
Oh my god.
The Zap took that tower down. Oh my gosh. He would have not got the extra hit if he didn't get the Zap in there. So you got a Princess coming down the other side by itself with an Elixir Pump placed down by Will. Now, what is Will going to do to come back here? He tried to do a really sneaky push with the Hog Rider Ice Spirit. Got a little bit of damage on the tower, but not compared to the double Prince combo that came at him. He does the same thing again. Dropping the Ice Spirit Hog Rider. Is the Ice Spirit going to get to the...
Yep, it does get to both, and that is looking like... Oh, man. Nice. That Zap basically stopped that tower from getting
He's
wrecked.
to counter this. He's dropping a cannon to counter this Prince, which is a counter, but it's not the counter you want to use for a Prince.
Well, the problem is that Will, because he doesn't have really anything to stop the Prince, right? We haven't seen any small troops besides the Ice Spirit, and so he's basically forced to either zap it or cannon it, and if he's not getting the, like, if it's not taking damage ahead of time, he's gonna be in trouble. Both players have basically
He had a Valkyrie the whole time?
There it is, so he is playing Trifecta. Just what we expected to see from the Alpha Boys. Yeah, Prince is...
But he saved the Valkyrie the whole time and didn't play it to counter the Princes. Interesting.
Yeah, he opted for the cannon and cannon zap instead, which is 5 for 5. I mean, that's okay. But
this is the deck I told you I wanted to see, remember?
There it is, the double Prince P.E.K.K.A. Yo, we haven't seen double Prince P.E.K.K.A. in forever, especially not in tournament gameplay because there's so many epics. But Naruto is just proving that it's working.
Here it comes. This could be deadly. This could be deadly.
Yep, watch this push on the right-hand side.
That cannon was great placement right outside the counter. Right outside the poison, that cannon was great.
Naruto's gonna have to shut down this hog push. Ooh, he doesn't really have anything to deal with it, and it's gonna get a lot of damage on tower. Is it gonna put it away? Just barely with the poison.
It's gonna go into overtime here.
The problem is that Naruto is now playing down. Will did a great job at split pushing. He got the damage on both towers, and Naruto's got to be feeling the heat right now. I almost feel like him playing the P.E.K.K.A. was a mistake. He was doing so good before at countering the hog with the Prince and then getting a double push in. Yep. And when he played that P.E.K.K.A., he basically pushed the game against himself. Well played, Will. GG Nova.
It was great placement for that Valkyrie and the Hog Rider on the down the lane, but he could have dropped the Valkyrie down the lane and dropped the Hog Rider on the inside the base already, which would have got his Hog Rider to the tower a lot quicker. But I mean, it worked. He got the tower. But I'm saying, like, I don't know if he would have been what the difference would have been there of the different placement.
I mean, it could have been different. It could have been different. I feel like that Prince push in the beginning was a really good push. I wish he would have capitalized it. I wish Naruto would have capitalized on it. Will playing the Trifecta deck that Alpha said that they are godly with, that they are known for, putting it away. It's good to see people playing their comfort decks and it working, right? It's what we talked about earlier. Their comfort decks are what, you know, are winning them games, and it was what Will was able to really push through with on the end.
So we're just waiting on the next match to start up, guys, and we'll jump right into it. But right now, it's looking like Alpha is holding. I mean, it's tied 1-1 right now. So
yeah, we're 1-1, so it's anyone's games at this point. In fact, people were excited to watch Naruto too, so it's just another case of the bigger players that people have been excited to watch have been not performing very well today. Here's Trainer Garrett.
Scott Dog is in here against Trainer Garrett. I don't know much about Scott Dog, so I don't know what to expect from him.
Interesting.
Knight
Knight
is something to be reckoned with, though. Knight is an underrated card, man. Knight does a lot of work, has a lot of health to it, can tank for your 3 Musketeers if you needed to, like you were saying earlier.
I agree. I was hoping to see Knight 3 Musketeers. There's the RG coming in. Wow. Scott Dog coming in with that ladder deck in tournament modes. Will it work for him is the question. Very, very classic Royal Giant ladder deck. Very classic ladder deck. And, I mean, if that's his comfort deck, though, right? If that's his comfort deck, that's what he's used to using. That's what he puts away games with. Why not? Here's the problem. Trainer Garrett is up 2 pumps. So unless Scott Dog really makes something happen right now, he's in trouble. He's running a high-cost deck. There we go. He's at least catching up. There's the Golem! We see that big boy Golem coming in from the back. Oh my goodness, pushing up on that left-hand side. The cannon's gonna stop the Knight. He needs something to shut down the Princess. Perfect. Mini P.E.K.K.A. to shut down the Princess. It would have been better for him to be able to play it on the Golem side, but that's fine. Golem is a monster. Golem rushing in on that left-hand side. Poison shutting down the pump tower damage. This is looking like Trainer Garrett's game.
Yeah, I typed in chat, I was like, let's get some hype for the Royal Giant. People were like, nobody's gonna hype Royal Giant.
Royal Giant shut down bad Elixir.
Royal Giant's bad. It's not very good in tournaments, but I mean, he's comfortable with the deck, so he's using a deck he's comfortable with. Yes, he already lost his tower, but I mean, he might not be good with regular Giant. Since he's banned, he can't use regular Giant, and Giant Skeleton isn't good for the deck style he's playing. He could go with Golem, I guess, or change up his whole deck, but he's stuck with the same Royal Giant and just stuck with it.
If I was him, I would have went Expo. I would have changed this whole deck. Would have been, I think, stronger actually as Expo, which is a little bit weird to say, especially against Golem. I mean, obviously he just has the bad matchup all the way around. You can't fault someone for going with their comfort deck though, right? That's what he's good at. That's what he's used to playing. That's what I would have played in tournament too, even if it's not as strong as it could be. Huge props to Trainer Garrett though, bringing out Golem Poison. He couldn't play the Giant. He said, whatever, play Golem Poison and throw a pump in there, and he's winning this match.
But the thing with the Expo is people have to understand you don't always have to play aggressive with Expo. Expo defensively against a Golem is GG.
That's true. Most people are always about doing that damage. They don't really pay attention. And here goes the second tower on that right-hand side. Golem just proving a monster. You know what? I'm kind of excited. I wonder if anyone else is playing Golem. I wonder.
We've seen a couple Golem decks today already, haven't we?
True, but in alpha. Because
they're probably
other people that plays Giant. So is he gonna come out with Trifecta, or is he gonna come out with some Golem, some Giant Skeleton variant that we haven't even seen yet? I don't know.
Is Trainer Chris Trainer Garrett as well? Interesting. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Illuminati confirmed. Yo, congratulations, Alpha Esports. That puts them in the lead. Hammer's got to be feeling the pressure right now. Who are they going to put on? Who's going to win this next match? I don't know. Ban Golem. Yes. Yeah, let's just add Golem to the bans. That's a great ban. Okay, you know what? Okay, let's be honest though. Every person that has played Golem has won. We've seen 3 Golem decks, all victories. In fact, not even...
But if they were playing against those Inferno decks, they would not have probably won, honestly.
I don't know. They've all been playing Princess. And if you're playing against Inferno correctly, maybe that's true. Maybe they'd be able to cycle and even pull out a double Inferno. I'm not sure. We haven't got to see it yet.
Trainer Chris's match is up right now, guys.
Jumping right in. Trainer Chris from Alpha versus Celts from Hammer Esports. And looking like Celts is going to play that Trifecta deck. We will have to wait and see, though. It could be some sort of just Musketeer. I don't know. I don't know. There's the Furnace. It's already different.
Is this a minor? Is this like a version of a minor deck? Because the Furnace is out with a mini pickup.
So all we're waiting for is the Goblin Barrel instead of minor. We'll see.
Musketeer on a tower is going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, it's putting in a lot of damage. Double Princesses. Wow, nice.
And he saves
nice
Princess. What a great placement by Trainer Chris right there. That was great. That was well done.
Yep, he's getting poke damage. Most of his damage has been Princesses. Poke damage on the left side, poke damage on the right side, and by keeping them alive, he's really putting this game in his favor without even playing dangerous combos. We're still waiting to see that last card of Celts. I'm excited to see what it's going to be.
And the last card of Trainer Chris as well. They both are still only played 7 cards so far.
True. Is it going to be that Valk? Is it going to be Ice Spirit?
Poison coming in. Okay, so he's not running. He's running. So he took out the minor and put in what?
Princess.
He put in a Musketeer or Princess?
Well, you could argue either. I've seen decks with both, but it means he has nothing to get to tower. He doesn't have Hog. He doesn't have. He basically has to really get the value out of his Furnace, which he's not doing. That's unfortunate. Really, he needs to be dropping Furnace in the back, dropping it by his Crown Tower, seeing if he can bait some accidental poisons on Crown Tower play, and then trying to push with that Mini P.E.K.K.A. It looks like he's trying to push Mini P.E.K.K.A. to tower, but without that Furnace to support it, I don't know if he's going to be able to get there. And even with that Furnace to support it, Musketeer is such a great counter to that, such a hard stop. There's the Furnace placement in the front again.
And Hog Rider coming in. I believe this might be able to get to the tower here. Yeah, the Hog Rider's
one hit off.
One shot on the tower. Yes, it does. That's going to take the tower down.
And Musketeer's going to put that away.
That's going to put the game away. That is going to be probably, I'm not going to call it yet, but I'm thinking that Trainer Chris is probably going to take this one.
I'm going to call it. Trainer Chris
it's not over yet.
He's got lots of elixir. He can counter very easily. Well
I
played,
just don't
Hammer
want to.
Esports.
I always look at the way that it's not over till it's over. You know.
If anything, Trainer Chris is about to take a second tower. Nope, shut down by that mini P.E.K.K.A. It's true, though. It isn't over until it's over. You should never give up to the very end. And I think Justin's match proved that.
Yeah. So Trainer Chris takes the win for that. Now it's up to 3-1 now, right? Oh no,
Yep.
2-1. 2-1. Is it 2-1 or 3-1?
No, we're GG. We're GG. Alpha is looking like they're taking this over Hammers. But
Yeah.
Hammers can take this last match. They can set themselves up for a good game next week.
Hey, I mean, there's more than one team that's lost 4-1. So Full Frontage versus Bright Light. Let's get this one going.
Heck yeah. Heavy hitter, big name match. Let's go. We got the leaders of both the clans, not really known for lots of tournament gameplay, but known for being the leaders of their respective clans. We got Bright Light versus Full Frontage. Great play by Bright Light to counter that princess with the Ice Wizard. That's what it's called. Ice Wizard. Just slowly
almost forget
rolls
too?
his way into that left side. Yes, every time. Yo, give us some chat hype, man. Give us some chat hype for these freaking big name players up in here.
So minions to counter minions. Oh, he zaps them. Uh-oh. He zaps them back. Okay. So they traded zaps there. I mean, they're going to keep each other on the same elixir. I don't know if, wait, he's running elixir collector. Was that not banned, right? That wasn't banned. What was banned in this one? Oh, yeah, Giant and Miner. I keep on thinking we're back on the other matchup. So I'm like, wasn't elixir collector banned?
Yeah, no, it was banned on the other matchup, but this one is Giant Miner. Bright Light with the Royal Giant. Oh my god, no hype. No hype. We can't hype up that Royal Giant. Chat hype is dead.
Royal GG in the house, bro. I'm a Royal Giant user,
man.
dude. I'm gonna hype that up all day.
There it is. What is Full Frontage playing? He has a
Royal
double!
Well.
Oh my god, the double Royal Giant! It's freaking insane in here. It looks like they're playing almost the same deck even. Very, very similar decks. Oh my god, GG double Royal Giant. Great push by Bright Light. He's going to get more damage off on that left-hand side. And now Full Frontage just got to be thinking, how am I going to counter? How am I going to get back in? What the what? Yo, the hype train is
They're
off
both
the
using
charts.
barbarians as well. Like, they're both literally using the same deck. The only difference, honestly, in this deck is that there's an elixir pump and a princess in for one side, and elixir pump the other side. I think that's the only change,
so
right?
Bright Light's cost deck a little bit more, but he's gonna get the value back with the pump. Or Full Frontage deck, he won't get that, you know, double pump play where he can get up a bunch of elixir, but he can make his pushes count more. So they're basically extremely even. This is gonna be really close.
Oh, that's gonna be bad. That
Wow,
fireball, if you would have
4
fireball
hits.
zapped it, if you would have got the fireball zap on the barbarians, you could have got that tower.
Definitely. Great counter with Barbarians on the right-hand side. There we go. Fireball. The zap is going to stop the minions from taking down the barbs too fast, and that pump's going to shut down the Royal Giant. Great play by Bright Light. Looking like he's going to take this tower on the left-hand side, where he already wasted the zap. Zap on the Royal Giant's going to stop him from taking the tower.
This is looking like it's gonna be going to Bright Light. He pushes the same
Whoa!
side.
He pushes the left side. He uses it as a counter push technique, trying to throw Bright Light off. It almost worked. I would have said it almost worked, but that was such a great cannon placement, and the zap is gonna put it away. Here we go. Bright Light slow rolling this giant. That's how you want to do it. You have a pump up. You want to slow roll the giant. You want to take advantage of that pump and get to tower, shutting down the barbs before they even start. Looking like GG. He zaps the middle. They zap the middle. Royal Giant mix to that left side, and good game!
Not over yet.
Oh
Not
my
over
god!
yet.
Stopped! It stopped. I was wrong. He's got to cycle back to that fireball. Fireball incoming. Let's go. Where's it at? Where's it at? That's what you get for zapping the middle. GG, Bright Light. Well played, Alpha Esports. 4-1. Oh my goodness. The double Royal Giant. The double Royal Giant. I can't even.
That was
I can't
crazy.
even.
That was crazy.
I'm dead.
Hey,
I was
Royal
too hyped. It was
Giant
too
is
hyped.
not dead, bro.
No,
Royal Giant's
hell
not
no.
dead.
They both played it. Royal Giant. Hashtag Royal Giant lives. Yo, I want everyone right now to go to Twitter. Let me get this real quick. Alright, I want everyone right now
The hashtag Royal Giant.
Yo, at Clash Royale
lives.
League, hashtag Royal Giant lives. Give it to him. Tell him Royal Giant lives. Everyone go retweet and post that. Oh my god.
All right, so basically, this has been a crazy thing. So let's look at all the matches we did. We had 8-2 for the first matchup, 6-4 for the second one, then 2-8 for the third one, and 2-8 for the fourth one. So the last two games have been like one-sided almost the whole time. The first two matches, like the first one was one-sided, but the second one was kind of even. That was the best. That was the closest one we had. The Genesis versus Elite Gaming. That was the closest match we had.
Yeah, in fact, that was crazy. That was crazy because that was one that was supposed to be sweep the floors. We knew. You know what else?
Oh, we didn't explain the point
about
system. I don't think we played the point system. So every win is 2 points, guys. So if you win, you get 2 points. So the first Alpha won 4 matches, so they got 8 points. Now Hammer Esports won 2 matches, so they got 2. They won 1 match, so they got 2 points. Now if you tie, it's 1 point each. If you tie, and if you lose, you get no points, obviously. But a win is 2 points, and a tie is 1 point. And these points are used to add on to the bracket system, so that when the most points you get for the first 4 weeks, I think it is, and then after that it goes into playoffs. Correct?
I believe so. And so you really want to capitalize on the wins because there's so few ways to get points. Those 2 points are going to really matter for each match, especially coming down to the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's really gonna matter. It's really gonna matter, especially down to the last couple weeks.
Yep. And so, I want to check out these point systems, guys. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Mob Crush and Free My Apps. Yo, Mob Crush were sponsoring us. And highlighting us. Yeah, they put us in the featured bar. That's so unbelievably awesome, guys. Give them a thanks. Hit them up on Twitter. Follow them. Follow C Royale League so you can get all the updates on these. I give them that. I pasted it for you. Just literally copy paste at C Royale League, Royal Giant Letters. Yeah, follow the Twitters. Give them some love, and you know what? Add us and stuff so we can give you guys some love back. We would love to give you.
You can follow Brown Bag and my Twitter as well as our streams as well if you guys want to be updated on when these tournaments are going to be going. Because tune in next week is also this coming Saturday at 10 a.m. PDT. So tune in for that for the next Saturday. So don't miss out. It's going to be happening again next week. So y'all better be ready for that. And also follow CRL League on Twitter. Follow Brown Bag. It's just a Brown Bag on Twitter, right?
It's Gavin Ward, but it's a brown bag backwards. And thank you guys all for coming out, man. Thanks for all the support, for the viewership, for showing us love. I hope you guys always come back out, keep coming back out. We'll keep doing giveaways. I know they're going to do a bunch of giveaways for this league, so if you want some free stuff, you want to watch some great gameplay, yeah, come back next Saturday, support us more. Thank you guys for all the support. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. Super love.
Peace out.
Peace out.